welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself and Tasha here.
I don't know what this does.
Tasha's in a new place, moved, new background. Yeah, congrats.
Thanks.
So
You get
exciting.
iPad version me for hopefully a
Well,
week.
I'll take what I can get, Tasha, and I'm sure
Thank
everyone
you.
feels the same.
Thank y'all.
Um, so the recaps that we're going over in this one is for April the 19th through the 25th, or the campaigns, the episodes shows happening from the 19th through the 25th of 2021. We always start off with the Forsaken, so let's go from there. So on Monday's The Forsaken, our adventurers spoke with a very frazzled and frightened Geneva, who was standing watch outside Aurelius's cafe in Dem Glemte. The cafe is a mess, the Yonti is dead, and Aurelius is gone, leaving our adventurers with few answers to the questions they had for him. Apparently Geneva and Aurelius had been held captive in the cafe for days, kept inside by a mysterious magic that attempted to suffocate them if they even so much as walked out the front door. As they investigate Aurelius's office, the party finds, along with some very interesting books, broken glass leading into a now emptied back room. Aurelius's bell jar planes are gone too, all except for a few broken remnants. As they try to figure out what this could all mean, Geneva tells the group what information she and Aurelius had found prior to his disappearance, warning that the library may be the reason for most of it. If anything, she suspects they may be the ones who took Aurelius from his home. After receiving a spyglass from Geneva that will help them more easily locate Shiga, the party head up the carved stone steps leading to the top of the cliff that surrounds the cafe. Once there, they see 5 large red crystals that tower towards the sky and float just above the ground. These crystal pillars encircle the pit the cafe is set in, a translucent red dome capping the area. They want to free Geneva from being held in the cafe against her will, but how?
I don't know.
How? So yeah. So who knows what lies in wait for them up there? Now that they're out of the pit, can they get the crystals destroyed? We also have a new player hopefully joining tonight. Well, she'll be there, but hopefully her character will be able to be introduced. So, because unfortunately Zach had to leave, so for a while. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. So, but yeah, we got someone to fill in. So super excited about that. What happened over on Kier's Lament? By the way, we had all of our shows this week. Shocker.
we did?
We did. We did. They all happened. So yeah, so Kier's Limit was new. And what happened, Tasha?
I would love to know because I wasn't there. Um, and I'm reading off my phone. So here we go. Ready?
Mm.
Okay. So our villains, having descended into the depths beyond the excavation site, continue on toward their goal, finding the relic known as the Prayer, in an attempt to slow down the collapse of the Omega Curtain. Their guide, Lily, under the threat of death or worse, continues to lead them onward, carefully avoiding traps and known dangers. Some areas as large oval tunnels, seemingly machined into existence, while other areas show clear signs of a civilization. Upon entering a large circular room, filled mostly with water from the 7 rushing waterfalls that dot the walls, they seem to hit a dead end. With Lily's careful eye, she guides them below the water and down the spiraling drain that leads them further below and closer to their goal. As they finally emerge from the water and get their bearings, their footfalls have garnered the attention of 2 purple worms. Oh, hell. Um, our villains quickly dispatch the 2 pathetic creatures, yes, and continue on, finally arriving in a crypt that Lily says was marked as the resting place of the relic. Okay, thank God.
I mean, I was there for the worm part of the program and watching, and it
Mhm.
wasn't. I mean, it was quick, I guess, but like Evie was swallowed by the worm. And yeah, yeah. So they had to, I think, kind of when they killed it, they had to extract her out. I think, or maybe it spit her out. I don't remember. Yeah,
Ugh. Ugh.
yeah, yeah. Rough times. And then at the very end, they ran, like, someone, like, found them when they got to where they were, like, to where the relic is. Like, someone found them. That was the cliffhanger of, like, someone was like, hello. My suspicion is that it might be Brila's patron.
You
But
think? You think? You think? You think?
that's my speculation. That's
I
my
guess we'll find out on
speculation.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So on Friday's Stormfall, our heroes continued through Haven, now submerged and nestled far below the ocean surface, just outside of Blackrock Landings Bay. Alarmed by the marriage they recently fought, they investigate the room full of blooming crystals. This is all underwater, by the way, before heading north to the area where the robe of the Elder Brain should reside. As Emil, with his magical glasses, identifies Delorna up ahead near some large crystal formations, the group discuss how to approach. Together, they carefully navigate their way towards her and engage in battle. The fight is difficult and the stakes are high. As Delorna is weakened, Emil uses one of his magical daggers to entrap her. As the ground has been turning and shifting and jets of hot air and bubbles have been firing up below, the source of the chaos is revealed. A kraken, and one under the control of Delorna. In the heat of the battle, the bound Delorna is knocked unconscious, freeing the ancient creature from her control, which may make it even more dangerous than before. I wasn't aware of that last part, that it might make it more dangerous.
Surprise!
Now I'm concerned. I mean, I was concerned before, but yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
thanks, DM, for dropping that in there. Dan, looking at you. Yeah, so who knows? We're still in battle, technically. Kraken's just there, so
It's okay.
we'll make it. It's all right. I don't know how that sounded in the microphone, but I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened over in Tower of Dreams on Saturday, Sasha?
Well, let's see. So in the desert village of the lizard folk, our adventurers find little answers to the mystery of what happened at the Many Paces Oasis. They ask about the large dome in the village, finding out that while it holds great power, it has been locked to their clan since they can remember. The party obtains permission to investigate the dome, while Sethan finds out is mysteriously made out of coral, finding an indention on the top that only Vaughn can access. Once open, Valkyrie jumps in as the others follow, all landing softly in a lush jungle. Our adventurers explore the area, finding some inactive and destroyed warforged, a small temple, and a seemingly friendly Kenku. After some awkward discussion, the group offers to take the Kenku to the tower, the Kenku leading them back through the jungle towards an exit out of the dome. They find the exit along with activated Warforged guarding the way out.
Oops.
First seeing them as threats, Vaughn and Sethan attempt to reason with them, working out that they were friends of Prime, Todd's Warforged counterpart. The Warforged also point out that they are all fragments of the tower, magically completing their Dominator tattoos. Sethan convinces the Warforged to follow them back to the tower to meet Prime themselves, offering them a new directive. However, upon exiting the dome, the Warforged physically fall to pieces, leaving only the Kenku to follow them back to the tower. Inside, Sethan mourns the loss of the Warforged and takes a chance to dream about Lewin. In her dream, Lewin reveals that because of what Sethan has revealed to him, he's decided to take measures to stop their rise in power by any means possible, revealing that he's the one behind the grouping of their enemies. Downtrodden, Sethan binges at the bar as the rest try to find a new wandering Kenku.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's something. So Lewin is Todd's creator. That's the person that created the tower in the first place, like years and years ago. So now he's decided that, hey, he wants to stop us by all means possible. So he took credit for, hey, yeah, I've got the Drow together and, Sethan's sister together, who are now like super evil against us, and killed my father. Killed Valkyrie's father, I mean. Not my personal father. Uh, so, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Fun times in the tower recently. Yeah. So over on
Mhm.
In Extremis on Saturday as well, having returned the Tempest with the just revived Brelith, everyone finds their way about the ship. Liazana cares for Brelith in the cabins as Sinister makes a decision about the newly procured armor. Zia and Vic head to the market square to shop and have a small adventure all their own, while also procuring vegan options for their friend Brelith. Liazana, Sinister, and Ashavar make a trip to the asylum to follow a lead on the Order of the Spectres. After the encounter with a patient disguised as an orderly, the person of interest only repeated the phrase, "I've fallen," and "I've fallen from the cliff above." Returning to their ship, after discovering signs of a vampire at the asylum, the party planned their next move. So they noticed bite marks on the on one of the patients as they were like heading out. So,
Oh,
and they were talking about how the orderlies all seemed like super happy, but like, everyone else, like the patient seemed super like tired or just not really there.
interesting.
So we think it's ran by vampires. It's fine. It's
That's
okay.
exciting.
It's all right.
Already in
Um,
the
yeah.
okay.
So what happened over in Obsidian Scar, Tasha?
Okay, so after traveling to the Feywild to complete a deal made with a disguised archfey, the party uses the help of Lord, what was his
Aaron
name again?
Mindy. Aaron Mindy.
Arenmindy. Yeah, I should know that. Lord Arenmindy's personal assistant Reagan to find their way to a rift to the material plane. This being their only option since they greedily sold the plane shift spell scroll they procured to travel home. Uh-huh. The trip through the beautiful glades of the lands of the Fae was interrupted by the keepers of the
Wow, such
Listen,
DM shade. DM, I would like to complain to HR about the DM throwing shade at. Okay.
I know. We've been getting anyways. We must continue. Um, where did I okay. The trip through the beautiful glades of the
Hmm.
land of the Fae was interrupted by the keepers of the rift, a coven of ugly hags. They weren't
Yes.
hot.
Yeah.
And a fight commenced after the heroes refused to collect souls in exchange for their passage. Finn was immediately sent to a demi-plane by one of the foes, while the others spread out to take down the evil Fae. As the battle against the Hag Coven raged on, the crew found themselves sickened and frightened and
Oof.
enfeebled, but were able to fight their way to the portal just as the hags regrouped to make their last stand. Ileana remembered a gift from the giants and called forth berserkers with the brass horn of Valhalla to aid in the destruction of their enemy. Derek slipped through the portal first.
Yeah.
Why not? While the others were left to finish off the hags, letting only one get away. Reagan thanks the party for their help in exterminating the nuisance
Hmm.
for her boss and offer them a favor on his behalf for a later date before saying their goodbyes. As they held hands and stepped through the portal, they found themselves near the coastal city of Nokomis several days after they had first left their plane. But with the Feywild being a fickle place, none of them could remember where they had gone or what they did. Luckily, Derek arrived the day before, and the party all met up and found a healer to restore their memories. After a bit of debate on what to do next, the crew decides to wait to see Derek's new play and instead head back to their home in Harassa so they can sail off the following day on their next adventure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
Finn,
we beat the hags.
I mean, yeah, Finn barely got any
Well,
like
except
shots
one. One
in.
got away, right? Yeah, one
Yeah,
disappeared.
just one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm glad Finn finally got out of the other plane.
You know, I got new dice for my
Uh-huh.
birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, they're really where's my camera? They're
Mm-hmm.
really cool.
Yeah.
They were rolling so well before stream, and
Mm-hmm.
then no.
I had the same problem. I have new dice. I bought some new dice and used them last night, and it was just kind of not the best.
We need to sage them.
Not the best. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, obviously, I've done something wrong. Awesome. Okay, so that's it for our recaps. We don't have any birthdays this week or at least not that I know of. We didn't
I don't
last
think so.
week, not in the community at least. Announcements, and we had our 69th episode of Obsidian Scar last night. That was really exciting. We had some giveaways.
Yes.
But as far as this week, other than like we have a new person joining the Forsaken tonight, which is super fun, Michelle. I don't really think that we have anything. So yeah.
No.
All right. So that's it for the recaps this week. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in Discord. We'll see you in Twitch chats throughout the week for the different programs. So until then, stay safe and take care of yourselves. All right. Bye.
Bye.
everyone? All right. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, chat. Welcome, players, to another night of The Forsaken here on Mad Bird Streams every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, I mean, you know that because you're here. Anyways, yeah, we have a new person with us, Michelle, who'll be playing Juniper. Yeah, so truly excited. Also, as a little update, because I'm not sure that it's been like officially announced. Zach, who played Ren, unfortunately had to step away for a while, so he will not be here. Hopefully, he'll be rejoining us eventually. I told him there's always a spot open for him. We will go up to 8 effing players if we have to. But yeah, so. And we will find a way to kill off Ren. Just kidding. Womp, 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 womp. Oh, sorry, Michelle.
Talking about we lost our ranger. We're not gonna be able to track anything.
Y'all are in trouble.
We have Tegan, our stabby druid.
For sure.
Stabby druid.
Nice. Yep. So let me go into a little summary from last week's episode. Our adventurers spoke with a very frazzled and frightened Geneva, who was standing watch inside Aurelius's cafe in Dem Glemte. The cafe was a mess, the Yuan-Ti was dead, and Aurelius was gone, leaving our adventurers with few answers to the questions they had for him. Apparently, Geneva and Aurelius had been held captive in the cafe for days, kept inside by a mysterious magic that attempted to suffocate them if they even so much as walked out the front door. As they investigate Aurelius's office, the party find, along with some very interesting books, broken glass, leading into a now emptied back room. Aurelius's bell jar planes are gone too, all except for a few broken remnants. As they try to figure out what this could all mean, Geneva tells the group what information she and Aurelius had found prior to his disappearance, warning that the library may be the reason for most of it. If anything, she suspects they may be the ones who took Aurelius from his home. After receiving a spyglass from Geneva that will help them more easily locate Shiga, the party head up the carved stone steps leading to the top of the cliff that surrounds the cafe. Once there, they see 5 large red crystals that tower towards the sky and float just above the ground. These crystal pillars encircle the pit the cafe is set in, a translucent red dome capping the area. They want to free Geneva from being held in the cafe against her will, but how? And that's where we will begin tonight's session of The Forsaken. Dun, dun, dun. So, I think where we left off is, okay, y'all had reached the top of the stone staircase that was very closed in and a little suffocating. And several flights high. You finally get to the top, and as you kind of come out of, on top of this cliff area that surrounds the pit that the cafe is in, you notice about, I want to say like maybe 40 or 50 feet from you is one of the large red crystal pillars that you saw the top of when you were down in the pit. And you see about 5 or 6, I forgot how many I said, I think 5 encircling this pit area in different areas. Actually, we're going to say 6 of those encircling the area. And they're all about, I think about 300 feet high. I think I said as players like a football field's length. And the bottom part is this kind of mix of metal and wood, and then you have the crystal for the rest of it. Very almost like levitating pillars of crystal. They do let off a very slight glow, but as you've gotten up here, you can start to see the shimmer of this kind of red translucent dome that encapsulates this pit area. It's over you. As I said, the closest crystal to you is about 50 feet away, and the dome kind of spreads out just right there at the crystal over the whole pit area. So you are currently under that dome as well. Beyond that, though, I mean, you see mountains in the distance. Actually, make perception checks.
Nat
Oh, that's
Of course.
25.
20.
13.
14.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
17.
Wonderful. Anyone with, say, a proof, probably an 18 or above. Actually, we'll go 17 or above for you, Pixarin. You would notice in the distance, in the far distance, almost it's almost hard to make out, and you almost think it's a trick on your eyes. But like through kind of some clouds of mist, you think that you see almost some of these like something very large, maybe 2 of them moving in the far distance, kind of amongst the mist. And the rest of you, and also those who rolled that high, would also just notice the general area beyond this cliff area and beyond the crystals. It's very green, very plain-like. You have some gentle rolling hills, and that seems to continue for quite a while, oddly enough. Yeah. So, what do you want to do now that you're here? That did not work, Dan.
Nope.
That
I was all
an
excited.
epic fail. Y'all see that over there?
Nope.
Is that something moving? The temptation
Doubles.
to like
Sorry, that just
needle
reminded me
right
of
off the top.
Burp.
Is there like as we're at the top of this stairway, I guess, is there any room to move? Is there like a rim around this that we can walk, or is it just a small platform, or
Yeah, I mean, there. Maybe I'm not. Just to explain this, like you have where the cafe was, where you just came out of from the staircase. That's in a pit. So this is almost like just a large hole in the ground that that's where the cafe was. You are now on top of that, so you're kind of at level with what you would assume is the rest of Dem Glemte. So you
okay.
have all the land around you. You just have that huge hole where the cafe is. That
Gotcha.
spans for
right.
several feet across.
right? So if we were able to step outside the dome, it would just be right onto the flat land.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
The dome kind of goes a little bit past the crystals and to the ground. So yes, about 60 feet away, I would say, is where you would see the closest edge of that dome. But it goes,
okay.
you see that kind of red shimmer going all the way to the ground. Is anyone proficient in Arcana? I'm sure that some of you are. If you are, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me, please.
Why I looked at my character sheet. 8. There's no edge.
21.
Where's the 17?
Anyone with a, I would say a 15 or above would, as soon as you're starting to kind of notice these large crystals in the dome and you're starting to become more attuned to the area, you can sense a great deal of Arcana coming off of both the dome and like the closest crystal to you and the dome. The rest of them you can't really because they're so far away, but the closest ones, yes. Just in this
lad.
area in general.
Well, do you still have a way to get us up there so we can try and perhaps dispel it or break it up enough so...
So, I'm sorry, the crystals are far above us? Or they're on the ground level?
crystals are floating off of the ground, probably about, I would say about 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
And they rise up about 300 feet. And so they're
Got
just
it.
like these stone pillars.
Okay. But there's nothing like covering the crystal in the bottom half.
Not stone pillars, crystal pillars.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Mhm.
the entire
Okay.
pillar is made of crystal, so it's like you don't
Okay.
have.
Yeah,
it-
but you know you do
Oh,
have
good.
some metal and stone and some wood on like the bottom, possibly 50 feet, 40 feet.
Okay. That's what it was. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I could try and dispel this magic. I'm just unsure as to how successful I'll be, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
I can give you a hand, lad, and familiar with the spell. Yeah.
So I will cast dispel magic on the pillar.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna join him.
Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. Let me just check out a few things here that I should have had pulled up, but didn't.
I'm gonna cast mine up a level at 4th level.
Okay. So that will get rid of anything fourth level or lower, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and above,
Yes.
you would have to make a DC roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gerbil's just gonna like walk closer to the wall of the dome. And just kinda
Okay.
look at
If
the
you wouldn't mind,
energy
just
of the
let
dome.
me take care of this really quick, because that will probably have something too. I'm just making sure. Oh, okay. Okay.
Gerbil's dead.
No. I'm looking up. I'm
up.
looking up something really quick,
like
so I have this
It's like
information
one of those
correctly.
like bug lanterns. It's like get too close.
For the record, I'm casting dispel magic at 3rd level.
Ranerius doesn't care as much as Caszeel.
Wow.
Not fully committed. That's
So what
all I-
does third? So how far does third level take you? Like as far
So-
as like?
All the
Basically,
way.
if
Sorry.
depending on the level of the spell that we're trying to dispel,
Yes.
if it is a 4th level spell or below, Cazeel's dispel magic, since he's casting it at 4th level, will take care of it without an ability check. If it's 3rd level or below, either Cazeel's or my dispel magic will dispel it without an ability check. If it's above 4th level, then we would both have to make a save, since we're both making not a save. We have to make a
contested roll.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to use our spell casting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell's
Okay.
level. So if it's a 6th level spell,
Yeah,
that DC
I'm
is
reading it right
16.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Joe.
You got
it. Okay, so 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 3rd level is your highest so far
No, Caszeel cast it at
4th
4th
level. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all do that as you stand there
Mm.
casting
Gonna
it
hold the
in
spell.
tandem.
Ooh.
Uh,
Like Ghost and Pottery.
right, yeah, exactly like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Y'all
Um,
had to use the bathroom. Y'all should have just said so.
Go wash-
okay,
Go
so-
cross
Its
the
own
streets.
kind of magic.
I will say
Yeah,
that
it's not
you
bad.
feel
Make it
you
dump.
feel a little bit of the magic being taken care of. However, I will need you to both roll the ability checks.
Okay.
We go.
So that's
All
tough.
right.
Yeah.
I'm using
Okay.
spellcast, which is
So ability, it would just be a straight intelligence check, right?
whatever your
Fourth level
spellcasting
harm target,
is.
make an ability
Yeah,
check using
yeah.
spell-
So
yeah,
it'd be
using your
your
spellcasting
intelligence.
ability.
All right, mine will be charisma. Ooh.
Intelligence.
+5, so
Yes,
that's
Dan.
23.
Okay.
That is a 16.
Okay. All right.
Trying to keep.
Okay. Caszeel and Ranerius make a Constitution, or actually no, roll a D100 for me, please.
I don't.
We
Then
become
turn into a
lemmings.
chicken.
Yeah. This is
Freaky
fun.
Friday episode.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That's a 7.
Character sheets.
60. That's great, 60.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, let me just see. How are y'all? Okay. So Caszeel, you do feel, as the two of you kind of put your powers combined together, that you do feel this magic kind of start to dissipate from the crystal. And at first it seems like it's dissipating a little bit slowly to where you're thinking, well, I've never, like, usually it's instantaneous. This seems, and it seems to be draining a lot from both of you.
Okay.
You can tell from doing this that it's almost like there's a lot of magic in this crystal. And just as you feel kind of in this rush, the magic began to fade. Toward Caszeel, you feel kind of knocked back a bit. And to where you, I would say, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh my. No, I +5. Still to 12.
Okay. So you do feel yourself kind of being knocked back onto your onto your back.
Okay.
As you are knocked back, you see Ranerius kind of get thrown back as well. Ranerius,
Right
you
down the steps.
are knocked.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
He just starts cartwheeling through the air.
It's like a
wait minute.
Skyrim.
Wait a
It's
minute.
like a Skyrim glitch. He's woo.
Okay, no. You see Ranerius being knocked back. The rest of you see Ranerius being knocked back about 5 feet away from the edge of the cliff. Is where he lands and kind of skids to a stop. Ranerius, and you see Ranerius kind of looks like he goes unconscious. Ranerius, you are down to 0 hit points.
Okay.
Oh,
Do I look like I was physically injured, or that I just fell asleep?
Just like you were knocked unconscious. It could be from the fall. It could be from, but the rest of you see this happening, so you can react.
that Tegan will
Run
definitely
over.
run over. Yeah. Muted.
hell was that?
What the heck happened?
All of you begin to hear this kind of low hum. And it seems like for those who have, which I think all of you have dealt with magic in some way, it seems very arcanic and very magical. And it kind of, you start to hear it kind of in the air, and it starts to kind of almost get to the point where it's so loud. But it doesn't seem like an audible noise. It seems more like it's inside your mind. Until the crystal explodes into several shards. The metal piece falling to the ground.
On top of Ranerius.
All of you make dexterity saving throws for me, please. Other than
Who's
Caszeel
unconscious?
and Ranerius, the rest of you make dexterity saving throws, please.
Hold up,
Gerbil
wait a
got-
minute.
Gerbil got it. Were you telling it like wait a minute on everybody? Or-
No,
Oh, okay. I got Gerbil
it's
got
just
21.
picturing being dramatic.
Oh, okay.
You got a 21,
14.
Gerbil? 14.
14.
Yes.
14.
14 for
Zephyr?
19.
Okay. I would say all of you, Pixrin and Tegan, you feel a couple of shards kind of hit your skin, but small ones. The other, Zephyr and Gerbil, you're able to kind of dodge a few of the larger pieces.
barrel
But
roll.
you do see Caszeel kind of knocked back, but it seems like he's unconscious. Ranerius is still on the ground about 5 feet from the cliff going down to the cafe, and is not moving.
All right.
Oh, am I unconscious? Sorry.
Yes, you are.
No, you are not.
Oh, I thought he was.
No,
Okay.
Cazeel's not unconscious. You just got knocked back and take off 40 hit points from your... Actually,
Shit.
no, 25 from your hit points.
Just kidding.
All right. At
Picture's
least-
gonna
yeah.
kind of brush off the shards that went on her, and she's gonna rush towards Ranerius and touch his forehead and cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. So,
Nice.
Ranerius, you feel that kind of rush back to life? And you feel
Oh,
yourself...
does that bring me back to life?
Does it or no?
Like consciousness? I thought it just
Think- yeah.
stabilizes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
stabilized.
stabilized.
Okay.
He becomes stabilized.
Okay. So you're still unconscious, or you're stabilized, but yeah.
I ain't dead.
So he's
Right.
fine as
No,
long as he doesn't fall over the edge.
Yeah.
not today.
Actually, saying that, Gerbil will kind of pick him up and take him far away from the edge. So just so we're not all standing at the edge.
I'll pick myself up and join. Oh. Well, it worked, I guess.
Oh.
Is everyone all right?
I will. Tegan will run over to Ranerius and cast Cure Wounds at first level.
I swear I'm not picking my nose. It's my nose piercing being
Mhm.
You're
I'm
fine.
sorry. I'm sorry, chat. If you think
Understood.
I'm just digging for gold.
This is my thinking pose.
It just started to
Nice.
just started to turn, and I was like, no.
This is
You
what
are-
clerics
okay.
do, okay? this is how they cast spells.
Stimulate my brain.
Gives me extra bonus points.
Nice.
And that heals Ranerius for a 6.
Noise.
Everyone make perception checks for me, please.
Uh,
18.
Gerbil got a 13.
What a bad minion. Oh my gosh.
19. Perception, right? Yeah.
I got distracted.
Should I make that as I'm just waking up?
Nope.
Okay.
21.
Anyone with a 14 or above would hear this. We'll say 12 or above would hear this screech, kind of resounding in the skies. And as you look up, you see this. For those with the 14 or above, you would see that you'd be the only ones that would see this. This kind of like white creature, kind of worming its way through one of the closer clouds above you, and kind of it twists around almost a cloud, and it looks almost like a worm, but huge. And as it twists around one of the clouds, it moves down with another screech. And you see this gargantuan creature that is about probably like 100 feet long, about probably like 30 feet in diameter, like all the way through. With this huge, like, toothy mouth and these black coal eyes.
So is that like, when you say gargantuan, is that like Monster Manual book
It's huge.
size gargantuan?
It's huge. Yeah.
Okay. So probably not in our class range.
And as it flies towards you and kind of, it doesn't come right, but kind of like loops up as it gets closer to you, and it just kind of flies through the sky as if, but it doesn't have wings. But you can feel kind of the rush as it comes close enough to kind of put enough of a breeze on all of you, and you see this large toothy mouth kind of open up into another scream as it kind of flies back up and loops back around towards you.
Down the stairs then, right? Back down to check on Geneva.
Anyone, we'll go with the perception checks before, but anyone with a 14 above would also have noticed that the dome is still there.
Okay.
You destroyed this one crystal, but there are 5 others.
Pecker's so bright.
Gerbil, because he can't, he didn't perceive that the dome was still up. He's just reflex, just shoot an arrow.
Okay,
No.
towards the
No,
dome,
you stupid hunter.
or towards this creature.
Yeah.
Which
Creature,
one?
okay.
The dome or the
Wait.
creature?
Yes.
Well, wait, is the creature inside the dome?
Yeah, the creature's inside the dome.
Oh.
Like it seems
I
to
thought
be
it
able.
was outside the
well,
dome. I
it
didn't
started
realize-
out. It seems to be going in. Like it seems to be able to
In and
pass through
out.
the dome.
Wonderful.
It seems to be able to pass through the dome safely
Okay.
without getting hurt.
Gerbil. Yeah, no, okay.
Listen to your heart.
Yeah, go
Nope.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
Hey,
actually,
man.
he
Hey,
sees
man.
a big thing. He's just shooting. He's gonna shoot. He's just gonna shoot. Just run.
Thank you for staying true to your character.
All of you make a roll for initiative, please.
Oh yeah.
Well, Michelle, it's been nice.
I mean,
Oh,
I
it
did
was
say run.
wonderful knowing you guys. And playing
so
with you. It's been
amazing.
a pleasure.
My rolls are terrible.
Hold on,
As
let me roll
this
that. That
creature
one
kind
I
of
did.
But
leaps
hey,
back
it's a clean
around
slate.
and
All new party.
comes towards you.
I got a 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay, wait a minute. I need
I'm
to
putting
write
this in
all
dice
this
down.
down.
This isn't-
Let me know when you want mine.
Okay, where's my? What did you do with your pen? Oh, there it is. Okay. So Pixarin got a 3. Let's go on my gerbil.
21.
Look at you.
Nice.
Ranerius.
I got a 4.
Still groggy.
Yeah. Oh no, you
Um,
got 6 hit points.
Pixarin. Oh, you already told. Give me yours. Ranerius. Caszeel. Give me yours.
17.
How long does spare the dying last?
And
What time thing?
Tegan.
He's healed.
Case scenario, we die.
Yeah. 20.
And Zephyr.
17.
Okay.
And Michelle.
How do you usually? Well, let's see here. Which one of you has the highest HP? Because between Caszeel and Zephyr.
I have 59 HP.
I'm down to 38 right now.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put Zephyr above you. Caszeel. Okay. All right. Oh, let me roll for this one. All right. I will say that those of you with the 14 or above perception before that noticed that the dome was still there, you would also notice that right behind the crystal, the dome is like a piece is missing. And you can see through it without that translucent red, so it seems like it's maybe passable there. All right, so he got, of course he did.
Who took a bat?
Okay. So, I am going to... Let's see, it's just one creature, so I'm actually just going to not even put us into the battle map thing. Alright, so Gerbil, you are actually up to bat first. This creature, you see this gargantuan creature kind of like roll over the clouds a bit, and then start coming back towards you, and it kind of stops and kind of floats about probably 50 feet in the air from the group. And actually, is it going to... Yeah, you know what? It'll come down to about 10 feet from the ground and about 30 feet from the group. So it's hovering about 10 feet off of the ground. It's a very long creature, so it's just kind of like wrapping around itself, and you see its back kind of sway. Pieces of cloud kind of came down with it, and so it's kind of like dissipating around it right now. But this big, like, furry white worm is about 30 feet from you, 10 feet off the ground.
It's furry?
It's
Yes.
furry
I wouldn't have
too.
attacked it if it was furry.
Yeah. As it's staring at you, its coal eyes blink, and it screams again with its toothy mouth. Opening it
Gerbil
as
hit
it's
it?
doing so, like spit flying out
yeah,
from it.
I'll just roll a ranged attack with my longbow, because that's what I said I was doing when the initiative
Okay.
started. So, do I trust my real die? This is the question. Okay, I got a +10. It's fine. 28, because I got a +10.
Whoa.
Okay, that hits.
And I've should I have said it before? I wanted to make this an arcane shot. Should I have said that before?
I'll allow it.
Okay, so arcane shot. I'm doing
Is this Gerbil's
banishing.
first time using his arcane?
No, this is
arcane
the
shot?
third time. This is the third time. I'm doing banishing arrow. It must make a charisma saving throw.
And
Hopefully,
this
it's not very charismatic.
This is considered a magical effect, correct?
I mean,
Arcane.
I assume
Yep.
so.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Okay. That is a, was it dexterity?
Yeah,
Or charisma.
Charisma.
You're right. 19.
Okay. He's not banished. He's not banished. But does
So fluffy.
oh, I got to roll for damage. So that's so Andrew, since you I roll my normal bow damage and then add the arcane shot damage
I think so.
if it does additional damage. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I've never rolled damage before. Okay, D8
Wow.
plus 3. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's 4 plus 2d6. Uh, 9, so 13 points of damage. Force damage. Well, 9 of that is force damage. 4 of that is piercing damage. If that makes a difference.
Okay, so 9 and 4?
Yes.
Okay.
It
It
didn't.
took 2 of that because of how fluffy it is.
Sure, fluffy.
It's not
So
bad. Big
fluffy.
bone.
All right. Anything else for your turn, Jonathan?
Oh wait, I can fight her. I can attack again. I'm just gonna do a straight regular shot. Actually,
Okay.
no. I'm going to. This will be the first time I've done this. Gotta look it up because I'm going to. Where is it? I'm gonna do a sharpshooter.
Okay.
So okay, so just. So. -5. Oh, never mind. Natural 1.
Doesn't hit.
Mm.
Sorry.
And okay, and then I guess with whatever rest of my turn I have, I'm gonna be like, okay, my plan didn't work. What do we do?
Oh.
All of you feel a breeze
Also,
kind
is
of blow
my
over
griffin
you.
is my
What?
griffin doing okay?
Oh,
Mm.
oof. Your griffin is not on your shoulder.
You, Stephanie Skiles.
It
I'm
got
gonna panic
pet.
and look for a
Okay,
little
where are you
griff.
looking? Where are you looking for your griffin at?
Just immediately around me.
Make a, well, I'll say a perception check please.
I'm my own worst enemy. Okay. That is a 4.
Okay, you don't see it. Looking around you. If you look anywhere else, let me know.
Yes. I
that all
look
for-
at my. I also look at my bag. Can I do that in the same turn?
Okay, yeah, I'll say that you glance and you're in a panic, so you quickly look in your bag, and as you start to open it, you feel kind of like a shivering, and you look inside, and it's just kind of like shivering inside your bag, scared.
Ranerius. No.
I just like offer a thankful prayer to Alistair, who I just now started.
Wait, who was carrying me? Was that Gerbil?
I dragged you away from the edge and then I set you down.
Oh, okay.
Still carrying you above his head, like a
Shooting
boombox.
arrows.
Here, bro.
Yeah, I just have you draped over.
Gerbil is just Patrick Stewart.
That's awesome.
Anything else for your turn, Gerbil?
Okay, I think I'm tapped out for the
Okay.
most part. I'm not gonna do anything crazy just yet.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
so that
did this count as a surprise attack?
no, it did not,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
Tegan,
Thought I'd ask.
you're next, and then Zephyr.
How far away is the worm from me?
About 30 feet. You see it kind of writhing, its tail kind of going in these weird kind of like pretzel shapes. Feel a breeze hit your skin. Anyone who is arcane proficient definitely feel that kind of like a buzzing from this creature of arcane energy. Caszeel, no, because it's only one creature, and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? This is what Tegan would do. He's going to move. Move 30 feet, 35 feet, and uses. I guess what do you use? Your bonus action to dash?
No, wait, I think it uses your action. Or no? Am
Okay,
I wrong?
yeah. That's right. You're right. So yeah, I use my action and my movement to get 70 feet away. So now I'm 100 feet away from the worm, right?
Yeah, 30 feet. Sorry,
bonus-
my
and then
mind's
I will-
like going in 5 different places. Sorry.
And then I will bonus action hide.
Okay. So you moved towards it. So what did you do again? I'm sorry.
Moved away from the worm.
Away from the worm. Okay.
70 feet,
Okay.
which gives me 100 feet away, and
Okay.
then hide.
Okay. Oh, where are you hiding?
I'm going to attempt to hide.
Okay.
Roll.
Behind Ranerius.
There's nothing. I mean, okay. So the only way that you could hide, Tegan, is if you would to either go back down the steps partially, or to like hang off of the cliff by your hands. There's nothing else to
Okay.
hide behind here.
Well, going down the stairs partially keep me within like 100 feet, or how far would that be? Just a guess.
Yeah, I would say about 100 feet. Yeah.
All right, so I will go like a couple stairs down.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Next is Zephyr and then Caszeel.
Unlike Tegan, Zephyr will move forward 10 feet,
Okay.
and then
So now you're 20. You're 20 feet away from it.
that is correct. And then I'm gonna burn 2 sorcery points to quick cast. Something great. Give me a second. Storm Sphere, which is a 20-foot radius sphere of whirling air springs into existence centered on a point. The point is the worm. It has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. And this is a magic, correct?
This is indeed magic.
Oh, okay. Might not have mattered. 6, 11 total.
Yeah, it failed. So go ahead and give it 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The sphere space is
rolled
also
4.
difficult.
Okay. What did you say last there?
The sphere's space is also difficult terrain, so its movement speed is halved.
Okay.
Yep, and then I'm going to use my regular action to cast Ray of Frost.
Okay.
I rolled a 14 to hit.
That does not hit.
I didn't think so. Okay. Oh, my goodness. How something of me. You all see Zephyr step up and go whoosh, and then where is it? Brrr. Verbal components. Have to.
Sorry, I'm just answering a question really quick.
Are we screwed? Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. So it is Cazeel's turn, the creature, and then Ranerius.
Okay. How far up or away from me is it?
30 feet.
Currently? 10
feet off the ground.
Okay. All right. I'm going to attempt to cast a spell at it. It will need to make a wisdom saving throw of DC 16.
Wisdom. Okay. It fails.
Okay. It transforms. I'm polymorphing it into a bat.
Okay.
Nobody hit the creature. It has very little life.
Okay.
You hit it. Back
So
to the worm.
So you see this giant worm creature suddenly just poof into this bat form and just start like fluttering like anxiously and frantically.
It's getting whipped around. By wind.
Uh-oh.
In a 20 radius sphere.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, that's why it's part of why it's flapping frantically. I mean, it's not losing its flying, its flying ability. It's still staying.
You just see a dot.
Well, it's not swirling around. It's staying in place, but it's having to fight pretty hard.
I can hold this for about an hour if I concentrate, but that's it. So if I need to figure something out, I'll have to
head back to the cafe.
Now, this is a serious question because it loses its abilities when it's polymorphed. So if it had anything to do with maintaining that dome.
Dome's still there.
Dang it.
Nice try.
Crystals don't fall from the sky or anything.
No.
Bummer.
This thing was there the whole time. We just never looked up.
Nice.
You're so smart, guys.
Now, does the bat get? I mean, it's a bat, so it gets a turn, right? It's
It does. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
And
was
let me
there
see. It might be
anything-
able to make
Gotta get the bat stats.
all right. So if
Get
it
the bat
basically
stats.
if it drops to 0, 10 points drop to 0, it has 1 hit point. If it drops to 0, it turns back. And let's see, creature in one action, target melts in new form. There's no further save though. It's just that one save, and I can hold it for an hour unless it gets hurt.
okay. Let's see here. Okay, it is going to. It is going to start trying to fly away. And start flying up into the air, and it can only move 15 feet in that direction. You see it just flapping rapidly as it's trying to get out of that wind.
It made it.
Okay.
Hey, that's just an hour then. I'm sure it'll be back.
Need to get
I
as
have to stay
far away from that
concentrating.
thing as possible.
Hey, do we wish to? Let me make sure this isn't concentrating. I'd like to, if someone can keep an eye on me for my health, I'd like to try and dispel another crystal or two. See if we can take this dome down.
I think
Did you even plan this out?
Are you sure we could withstand another blast from that crystal and also deal with this worm?
I don't think we should try any more crystals. We should get away from this thing.
Right.
Everyone make perception checks except Caszeel since he's concentrating.
Oh,
Well, if concentration is an exclusion, Zephyr won't roll either.
12.
12.
16.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, let me just send a message to someone.
Oh no.
Who should have asked you questions any other time during the week, but no, mid-combat. Why, you know.
Wow.
It was me, by the way. That,
Yeah.
It was me.
How
I
do
thought you were
listen?
being mean to Michelle. But
yeah. No.
Hey Steph, sorry to bug you while you're DMing. How do I play?
How do you do
Next character concept. Listen.
How many times can I cast Fireball?
Okay, I am sending someone a private message. Okay, so anyone who rolled, did anyone roll a 14 or above in perception?
Yep.
Pixern? As you are watching Caszeel trying to keep concentration on this bat as it's trying to fly and it flies out of the wind and it just seems to be chaos. You look over at where there's now a gap in that red translucent dome, and you can kind of see through to the plains and the greenery beyond. You see a figure about maybe 60 feet from the group standing there. You can make out some horns, but it looks about humanoid size.
Anything still there?
Are we out of combat?
I mean, technically, kind of, yes. I mean, the bat's trying to get away.
Okay.
Unless someone pinches Caszeel. In which case,
No, that's horrible.
Worth it. Yeah.
Zephyr will drop concentration on the storm sphere.
good job, Caszeel. Slap in the back.
Oh,
You see the bat continuing to flap away.
Just watching the bat.
She starts waving her right hand. Waving her right hand up above her head. She just wants to see if there's like a reaction to the.
If
figure.
anyone notices Picture doing this and kind of looks where she's like waving to, you would see a figure off in the distance about 50, 60 feet. You can make out some horns and that it's
Calling
humanoid
for
shape.
backup.
We don't want to hurt you. Please stay away right now.
Gerbil then helps Ranerius stand up.
Anything's
still-
possible.
Picture would be so tempted to just knock him out again.
Oh, the horns start. You see the figures start to move away.
Finally.
Nice.
Oh,
Just be careful. There's a very dangerous worm bat.
Wait,
You're not as dumb as you look.
can we get through the dome now? Is the dome broken?
yeah, there's a hole in the dome.
Mm.
Yeah,
Let's-
Gerbil said,
Tiggle help Ranerius
wait.
with Gerbil, and like let's go. Let's keep moving towards at least that person's a spot to go towards.
what,
I'll message Geneva with the. I'll hold it up. I'll hold the standing stone up. My standing stone.
Okay.
I'll let Geneva know that there's a hole in here. See if she can come in.
But tell her to wait till the
can you
worm's gone.
The
keep
worm.
doing the bat thing and talk to the sending stone?
Oh, aye. I just can't do another grand spell that will keep me that I have to concentrate on. This one's just
Right.
intense.
Now that's only
Does it work
for
from here?
60 feet, right?
Well,
Oh.
the initial cast is.
Okay.
Then it stays there.
So it's indefinite how far it
1 hour.
lasts?
Hour.
Yeah, it can
Even,
go as
even
far
if
away
they
as it
move.
wants.
Okay.
Mhm.
Seems
I'm
weird,
tethered
but
to
okay.
Oh no. The
Oh,
DM's like,
God.
that seems broken. Try harder next
It's
time.
like you just like
It's what's
back
going in
up
her
and
mind
turn
right now.
into, yeah. It's because you can cast it on
Uh,
yourself too. I guess you're always
Zephyr
managing
can
yourself,
hit it
but-
with a lightning bolt if y'all want.
It's about 60 feet away from you right now. It's almost disappearing into the clouds.
I can still hit it with my sword from that distance.
So wait, it can move through the dome?
Mhm.
Yeah, it did
Yeah,
before.
That's
how
that
it got
creature
down.
can
Yeah.
freely go in between the
See, the whole reason why Steph showed us that was to show us that we could just walk through the dome.
Is it?
Nice.
You can think that.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so what's happening right now? So Caszeel, you're messaging.
Geneva,
Geneva?
to to see if it works from up
Okay.
here, and B to let her know
Okay.
what happened.
Okay, let me go out and try, I guess. Can she respond back indefinitely with message? Caszeel, I forget.
Just the once because of the
Okay.
setting. Then it resets like in the morning at dawn or something.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a cell phone.
So, she goes outside. I mean, you don't know. You can't hear back from her, so
But she can message me back once, but after that.
she already
Nothing for the
messaged.
morning.
That was her message.
Mhm.
Was I would go outside and try.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I was just mainly letting her know worm, turned to bat, hole in the shield, dispelled one crystal.
That's what. Yeah, and that was her response. So
okay.
you don't know.
Okay.
Can't you say 20 words? It didn't
Yeah,
have
25. Yeah.
words. 2 syllables. Sounds like.
Nice. Do we have? Where do we go? Are we going back down, or are we leaving? Because we should let the other person here with the beautiful horns know to either come or go, because that thing's going to be back to Rome in less than an hour.
And for the reason to get as far away from here as possible.
Right?
And we're just going to leave Geneva here?
She dead.
Zephyr!
Zephyr.
I'm ready for your test.
Yeet you off this damn cliff.
What is it that
You obviously
we're
only
looking
cared
to
about
find?
Aurelius.
Nice.
Picturing's gonna go and do cure wounds on Ranerius.
I think to Tegan's point, there isn't anything else to find down there. And if we go down there, I don't know that I can do this again and get past it.
Follow me!
Really, really fast.
Zephyr's gonna start walking towards the edge of the dome. The hole.
Wait.
Okay.
Wasn't one of the whole reasons we decided, I mean, yes, to get out, but to also help Geneva?
You
We
need
should,
her as well?
we should wait for Geneva.
You're right.
She
What
gave us a
happened to
plate that gives us pastries.
Why do I have that Genovia song stuck in my head now?
How long did it take us to actually traverse the stairs?
Maybe
like-
about like 40 minutes, 45.
Okay.
I'll, if I have to, I'll go. I can go back. I mean, well, do we even know if this was enough for her to not get sick when she leaves? Do we even know that?
We don't. We created a hole for her. She's been waiting here for Lord knows how long.
Hey,
But the dome exactly wasn't. It was doing something to her that she couldn't leave the cafe. She would
Yeah.
get sick.
Yeah, because no, I didn't. Well, does
Yeah.
anybody else? Oh,
No,
she could
he's
get
right.
sick.
hey,
Okay.
That was the whole thing. She couldn't even get out of the cafe without feeling like
hey.
a weird pressure.
So she's probably collapsed down there.
Oh,
She dead.
Just a minute then. I'll just wait a second. Can I? Yeah, I can.
Well,
I'll use sending,
Okay.
and I'll send her a message.
Okay.
We're great friends.
Mm.
You dead?
So we're thinking of leaving, but we want to make
Oh my
sure you're
God.
safe. Did could you leave without feeling ill? Do you need us to stay? You can reply. It's a third level spell.
Falling and I can't get up.
Painful. Frank, I feel you. It's so painful. It's third level.
There is
Third level.
no response.
Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. So she's not answering now.
Gerbil will
So
go to
she-
the edge of the hole and like look down at the cafe. Can he see the entrance of the cafe from the top?
If you're
Spell
looking
Geneva.
down into, I mean, you make a
Anything is
perception
possible.
check, please.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Yes, you can see the front of the cafe pretty clearly, and you see something that looks out of place. About 10 feet away from the stairs on the ground.
What the fuck? I'm just,
What do you see?
she's collapsed down there. I'm go on. I'll catch up, and the Gerbil will just start going down the stairs.
Okay.
It's a log.
You will go. I can't
He's
leave him.
gonna like Samwise Gamgee down the stairs and Return of the King. You know, crying. No, he's not. Crying. But it's just,
You-
I appreciate your hope and optimism.
please. Hey, we'll find a way to meet up with you. And I'm gonna hold the spell, but I'm gonna head down and follow Gerbil.
Okay.
What the hell?
Okay. So who all is going down the steps back to the cafe to get Geneva? Caszeel and Gerbil? That's it? Okay.
The buddy cop movie of the century.
Okay, so
Nice.
we'll say. I mean, because I'm assuming that you're probably going quickly to get to her and to try to make up for some time. So we'll say it takes about 25 minutes for you to get down the stairs. By the time you get downstairs, you're winded and it was definitely an exertion.
What are the rest of us doing? Because I wanna cast a ritual spell.
I will. Does it affect Caszeel or Gerbil?
No,
Okay, well, then I'll come back to you.
it's just whether we're deciding to stay put or we're going outside the dome or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right, yeah, we'll come back to that. Caszeel and Gerbil, you get to the bottom of the steps at about 25 minutes, and you do see Geneva, about 10 feet 10 feet away from the stairs, collapsed.
Geneva, can you hear me?
We'll pause there and go back to the other group. Sorry. So Ranerius, Pixrin, Tegan, and Zephyr, what do y'all want to do?
Zephyr's walking towards the dome.
Wait,
Exit.
wait a minute. We
Okay.
can't just leave without everybody else.
I also agree. I didn't feel comfortable going down there, but we can't leave either. Is there
Calling for
anywhere
backup.
close we can hide?
I'm going to look off in the direction that we saw the figures. Can we still see the figure?
No. We'll say for just storytelling sakes that you do kind of see something, but you can't. It could be the figure, but you don't know what else it would be.
I'll
Kind of
turn.
make out
yeah.
some horns, still,
Yeah.
but
Turn
it
to
definitely hasn't gotten closer.
Ranerius, Pixrin, and Zephyr, like, go in that direction.
Who are you?
I'll try to stay within visual sight of the stairs, and
Cheeky little thing.
But Ranerius, you're hurt. You're hurt badly. You should.
I might have a solution though.
What's your thought?
I can cast that tiny hut. It'll last for 8 hours if I do so, and we should be safe inside of it. But I really don't want to leave the dome or leave them here. And at least when they can get up here, they can maybe come in the hut with us and be safe and rest a little bit.
Where's the bets?
Ranerius, it'll be all right. Apparently, Zephyr over there has decided that we should just go, and so has Tegan. And
Zephyr stopped.
Okay. All right, let's do the
he
hut
actually
thing.
stopped.
all right. I'm gonna cast tiny hut probably like 10 feet away from the top of the steps.
Okay.
So
All
that'll
right.
take me 11 minutes to cast as a ritual,
Okay.
and
Hope
we
this
can
works.
hide inside.
Okay. So you see, Ranerius cast his tiny hut, and there you go.
I heard you want to marry my sister.
Um,
What's the hut?
You all can come and go as you please, but I cannot leave this place.
Stand outside.
Zephyr's the name. Who are you?
Yeah, keep the hut up. If anything happens, we'll hurry up in the hut.
Zephyr's on top of the hut now.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Just waving and yelling at the wrong person.
Can you do that if you're allowed to come in? Would you just pass through the top of the spell? And
I don't know about that.
No, it's a hut.
it's a dome of force,
Yeah.
so I would guess the force would allow him to like.
Stand on top of it, yeah. Which doesn't make it exactly
Through the force, all things are possible.
stealthy. but-
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
You ever feel the need to conquer lands?
Picture's gonna do dancing lights right above Zephyr's head.
Big neon arrows.
Ooh, it's a sparkle.
the hut, the color
Live,
of it, I'm
one
going to
night
try
only.
and make
Okay.
it match the ground as best I can, whatever
Okay.
color the
Yeah,
ground
it's
is.
kind of a grass green. It's very, yeah. Okay.
We should talk.
So it'll be that color.
Okay.
Yeah, Tegan will stand outside the door of the hut and checking both directions, checking periodically as we're waiting for them to come back, the sky and then the direction that the character went, just to see, if I spot the bat or anything, coming nearby. But
Okay.
if he sees, he's just going to be right next to the hut.
It's a strange mating ritual. What is this? Who are you? This is a hut.
Are you coming? So you came closer to. Okay, so you see the. So as you're standing there, kind of waving at her and putting the lights, and you see this horned humanoid sized creature walk slowly towards the group of you, and gets within about 20 feet.
You seem to have far greater power than any of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
Have to forgive our Kenku friend.
What are you?
You're quite forward, aren't you? Feathered friend.
Michelle, did you want to describe what Juniper looks like?
Yeah. She's a satyr. She has horns. She's 5'4", not too short to be a dwarf. She's got netting over her armor, like fishnets, but cool.
Nice.
And let's see. She has a kenku, not a kenku dagger. Sorry, what is that? A kukri dagger. Short sword on one hip. She's got a squirrel kind of hanging like a hammock on her horns. So, and I'm red now. So that's as far as I'm going to go. She's got clothes on.
That was the name.
Unusual for her.
Nice.
Who are you?
Juniper, you can call me Junie. This is Blackberry. She points to the squirrel who is sleeping and not looking at you.
Did you even plan this out?
How does Pip react?
Oh,
Pip and Red have been dead in the corner the whole time. We've never noticed them. Bags are just gnawing on their bodies.
Pip, reacts normally.
Does the famous squirrel gesture to other squirrels.
Yeah, you would also see a gnome still there.
It would be a gnome.
It's not a gnome. Wait, is it a gnome? Yeah, Ren's a gnome, right? Or no?
Yeah, Ren's
a gnome. Okay. Phew. I was second guessing myself, which is always a bad sign. So gnome.
Ren's been a Goliath the whole
time.
With
reddish brown shaggy hair, very kind of like earth tone clothing. Has a wolf by kind of a wolf by his side, and a squirrel on his shoulder.
I'm definitely looking at the squirrel and looking to them as the leader of the party.
I'll help you.
Well, you're the first people I've seen since I got here. There's things out in the mist, but it's really strange. Ooh, sorry, camera.
Have you ever seen a big white furry worm before?
I mean, I've seen a lot of things.
You're quite forward.
Ask me to dinner first.
Very forward.
Yeah. Dixon's next line. Do you want to?
I like
Not
what
quite
I
long
made
enough
do.
to tell yet.
You got a mage hand?
Oh yeah, Pixar is 2 levels in Bard now. So
Damn.
I need more clarification.
I mean a creature, not the Never mind.
Worst case scenario, we die.
Oh,
No.
I mean, it's a good way to die.
You're really big runner.
Gosh.
Yes.
Ooh, I imagine we have some stories to tell. No, I haven't seen one recently.
Okay, well, if you ever do, avoid them.
Good advice to live by.
I'm Pixarin. Nice to meet you.
Vegan.
Jefferson, eh?
She'll bow her horns to you, kind of paw at the dirt with her cloven hoof, just in case anyone didn't see she's a satyr. She doesn't like surprising anyone. Juniper, you call me Junie, or whatever you want, but usually Junie. Are you lost? I'm lost.
All right, so you're new here too? You just arrived here?
About 10 days ago, best I could tell.
How did you get here? Do you know?
Yes. Well, it's a long story. I'll keep it brief. There was a portal, and I went through it. Me and Blackberry. And we wandered for a bit. And then we tried to go back to the portal, and it was gone. And I've mostly been hiding since I've been here. So I'm sorry if I was a little standoffish at first.
Oh, understandable, totally. Especially with that thing.
Yeah. I'm glad to be with you. I didn't want to have seen a giant white worm all by myself.
1 + 1 is 2.
One of our companions is a wizard and cast hut. We're waiting for 2 of our other companions to come back, and then we should probably get as far away from that.
Hello, it's good to meet you.
That's
Hello.
Ranerius.
Hello.
I know you can't see me, but that's all right. Hello.
The hut is talking.
Yes, he's inside the hut. Do you want to? If you want, you want to.
He did get here before us.
Okay. All right. Hello. Do you need help? Or should we leave? We can leave if it's a problem.
Do you have any healing abilities? He's kind of hurt.
Actually, it's a good question.
Pixarin's just gonna side-eye him as soon as he says that.
Wait, this is Zephyr cleric too.
It's not my specialty. I'm more in the business of doing the damage than healing it.
Oh, okay, no problem.
And besides, spelled with a J.
But if it would make you not be as standoffish, I'm happy to try. I can.
Just follow me.
Your bird. Who's this?
Zephyr's the name.
Zephyr. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
So many feathers.
Excuse me, I'm sensitive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't. I'll look away.
Aww.
There.
Did you want me to use cast Cure Wounds? She can do that.
That's up to you.
Okay. Are they
I can go
asking?
either way.
Okay. Sure, we'll do it. Nope.
You look upon Ranerius. Pity just overwhelms him, doesn't it?
Keegan doesn't get healed ever again by Pixarin.
What's the difference?
Was that four hit points I saw?
Wow. Jonathan.
Wow.
Sorry.
Man, you went deep on
I
that
couldn't-
one. Good
And
job.
as Juniper heals up Ranerius a bit for 4 hit points, we'll go over to go back down, I guess, to Caszeel and Gerbil. hmm
Is Geneva responsive?
What are you
At all?
doing? How are you? What, yeah, are you?
Geneva, are you okay?
Are you like going over to her? Like,
Banging her head against a rock.
You hear
okay.
Wait.
Okay, so what are you doing, Gerbil?
Gerbil will go down, get down next to her, and just kind of just like gently, like touch her shoulder, be like, Geneva, are you okay? Can you hear us?
She seems to start to kind of rouse a bit, but immediately she's like, "Oh, take me inside, please. Take me. I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be out here."
Gerbil will start to help, and
I'll jump in if I can.
Okay. Okay.
and we'll take her to the cafe.
Okay. All right. She's definitely seems like she's in a lot of like, just kind of both physical and also like a bad headache, really bad headache, as you're trying to help her towards the cafe. As soon as you get inside, though, you'll see her kind of like, her body like was tensed up before, will like kind of relax a bit, and she'll kind of, sit down in one of the chairs, and it's still out there. I'm sorry.
Well, we're sorry. A big worm thing came out. Do you know what those are?
Oh, I don't know what they're called, but I've seen them kind of flying up, flying around.
Oh.
Do you know any? So, but they're dangerous, right?
Yeah. Oh, look at the time.
I guess. I mean, they've never attacked us. I've never heard of them attacking. I see
Must
them
have been the explosion of the crystal.
fly over a
Wait, is it
couple of
Caszeel?
times.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but no change at all when you went outside. It was the exact same as it's been.
Yeah. It's like you're being like pushed down to the ground, and it's hard to breathe, and I start getting like anxious, like I'm afraid. It's just, thank you for helping. Thank you for coming back down the steps to help. Otherwise I would have just been out there.
Of course.
Thank you.
That's a shame. We'll keep searching for answers the best we can. There's a crack in the shield now that crystal's been destroyed. I don't. Perhaps at some point you'll be able to. In a day, if we're leaving anyway, I'll try again tomorrow and see if I can send you a message properly through it.
Okay.
Do you need us to stay? Do you need any care?
I think I'll be fine. Are you? Is your group planning to keep going out to adventuring, or?
There is a hole in the dome, so I think it's a way out.
Right.
But
We'll have to find a way home. So.
Just be careful. I think I said before, but the library, the closer you get to the island, it becomes more dangerous. So.
Are you going to be okay here?
I mean, I was here alone before the group of you came. I guess I'll be okay alone here. I mean, I don't really have a choice. So I'll stay here for as long as I have to, I guess. I have food and water and plenty of books.
We'll figure this out.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't you suppose you have any thoughts on the town? Anything that, any direction we could head that might be safer and might have a way back to the Prime?
I think I said before, I haven't traveled out into the Dem Glemte that much. Aurelius would have been a better source of knowledge for that. I mean, I'm sure that there are, things out there. I know that a couple of our adventuring groups, they had families out, the ones that came back from the plains that are bell jars. I know a couple of them headed out and into the plain. Maybe they're around, or
Do you know their names and what they look like? Maybe we can find them.
one of the most recent ones probably. It was like a paladin. Let me see how much you'll remember. Okay. Paladin, a human. There was an elf woman with long, short for an elf, with long red hair. A large Firbolg. Very quiet, but it seemed nice. They also have a small, I guess a child with them, a girl, but she's very oddly powerful. There's a couple of other humans, I think. Let me see. I think you had Anna was the paladin. Oh, she wasn't well, I think she was an ASMR. Beryl was the Firbolg. I think Val was the half elf. That's what she was. Mia was the child. You had a human male. Yeah.
Right.
I know Hannah was the child. I'm sorry. Mia was a bard in the group, elf.
Oh, right.
All right. Well,
Hopefully that helps. I don't know if... I know that there are the plains. I've been to the top of the cliffs a few times, and the plains seemed nice that spread out from there. I don't know much about what lies beyond, unfortunately. I don't know. I mean, I think that we told you before, but Dem Glemte is very varied in its in what makes up the plane. The mages before made sure that there were places for everything, so you'll run into almost anything you can imagine out there.
Right.
Some spots.
Thank you.
I would stay away from the I mean, unless you need to go down there from the south.
Right.
It's a bit more dangerous, I think, than the rest, if I remember correctly, from what Aurelius said before.
Understood.
Is there anything else I can help? Here, and she'll kind of go back behind the counter and get some, like, little bags out and lay them out, and it's just kind of bags of rations. Here, please take these with you. And she'll give you, we'll say enough rations for everyone for 3 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We'll stay in touch. Caszeel has the ascending stone.
Okay.
Um,
If you
mm,
find any
If you
sign of
need to-
Aurelius, please let me know, okay?
yes. And feel free to always, contact us as well if something happens here.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you, Firbolg and Caszeel.
If you have to, I give you permission to eat my horse. They kind of turned into an asshole when they got here.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
Or you could write him out of here. I don't know.
Well, I can't
Whatever you
really.
want.
Right. Okay.
I just thought I'd offer because I'm not taking him with me.
Well, I've been feeding them, so it'd be kind of cruel for me to all of a sudden turn and eat them, but.
Well, you think that until they turn on you.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, I don't know exactly how we'll get back out in time. I don't think we'll make it back in time before that beast turns back into the worm, but I do have a fast steed if we make it to the top.
You may have you. Did you try talking with it?
No.
It kind of screeched.
Oh,
and it freaked me
well.
out.
I heard the. So you did get rid of one of the crystals, right? I heard the explosion.
Yes.
Well, okay. I don't think that they'll attack you again, but maybe if they're charmed, or I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I think the library is capable of pretty much anything they want to be capable of, so.
Right.
Yeah.
No. I'll have to be swift. I was hoping we could be invisible, but I don't know exactly that thing I can change. Anyway, but at least, if not that, we can be fast.
Okay. All right, well, she'll kind of stand up and give the two of you kind of awkward hugs. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geneva.
She'll start kind of like mindlessly kind of tidying up like the cafe, and as the two of you go to exit. And that's where we'll take our bio break. So for those of you watching, come back in 10 minutes and we'll be back with some more action. All right. See you then.
Yay, see you then. I have to pee so bad. Very difficult to concentrate.
And mics are high.
Yes, Geneva.
So.
Oh, good. Well, everyone needs to know this.
Yeah. You're welcome. I started to turn them off and I turned them back on just for you, Dan.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Want more content like this?
Yeah.
Patreon.
We support us on Patreon. Patreon movie night coming up on Wednesday for $20 tiers and up.
Oh boy.
Movie nights with Dan. Here's something special.
They are high tier quality.
Wait a minute. I've heard about these.
Yeah.
That is not how I would choose to describe them. But...
We're not saying the movies are high tier quality. We're saying the experience with all of us together is high tier quality.
That I believe.
Dan's commentary.
I
Take the best childhood memories of
Jonathan.
movies and
Yeah.
And just destroy them.
Yeah. What movie was it, Jonathan, that we watched that you were
Grumpy Old Men 2.
Men 2.
And like Dan had just he was only there for 30 minutes.
Yes.
And like he just
completely wrecked it. It was
just like
it was
that movie
wonderful.
will never be the same.
Oh.
We laughed, we cried some more.
Yeah. What movie is this Wednesday that Dan's gonna ruin?
Well, this Wednesday we're actually doing 3 of them because they're so short.
Wow.
So we're doing the American Easter Bunny, I think.
What?
Like it's an animated like Easter Bunny cartoon that's like this was Dan's
Dan
suggestion.
suggested it, so
we'll see.
who knows what it is?
We're also watching oh, what's that one with the alien? Let me pull up Discord. No, it's not. No, it's an old one. Mac and Me.
I forgot.
Yeah, we're watching Mac and Me, and we're watching what is the other
Monty
one?
Python the Holy
Monty
Grail,
Python,
the only
Grail.
good
Yes.
one in Renland.
Hey,
I mean, granted, I don't know
listen.
about the American Easter Bunny.
Yeah, it could be
What?
a gem. It could be a gem. You're not giving it a chance, Jonathan.
You're right. I will.
I feel
hold
like
my
a
judgment.
sunflower is talking to me right now because
And-
that's what I see. I feel like I'm
Yes.
talking to a sunflower.
I
Talk
think.
to the sunflower.
Yeah.
I think you're crazy because the audience can't see it. So
Yeah.
I think you're just crazy stuff.
I mean.
Well, that's true. I mean,
Yes.
okay.
All right, okay.
All right. I need to go and get something. And it's
Okay. I'm thankful Tegan didn't just stab me immediately. So there's that. So at least I've got that going for me, Franco.
You're safe. Gerbil,
Yay!
I can't say the same.
I know. No, he just tried to stab a worm or shot one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. True to his character. All right. Okay.
Mm. Oh, is it brutal, Abiel? The artist? Oh, thank you, baby. We keep it live so people can hear about how badly I have to pee. Oh, is it? Yeah. Nice, the artist. Yeah, I'm catching up on chat. It's an experience. Yeah. Sorry, that's. I was still back on the music bed, artist. Yeah, thanks. Then I caught up to everything else. Yeah. I guess the music's a little loud for it. I can always lower that from here.
Get it done. Get it done.
Right. Show. I apparently missed some chat. You have my axe and my bow and my delicious horse.
Reaches in his backpack. Here's some ketchup. Everything goes better with ketchup.
Nice. B2 ketchup. Here's, well, horses. Oh, look at all of us here on our movie screen. Oh, goodness, we have your logo on here stuff.
I mean, that's not mine. I mean, I don't do the beard. I
mean, right. We've got to get this back through.
Yeah, I think that was Vic was supposed to.
Gonna add that to
the docket tomorrow.
The team meeting notes. Yep.
Put that on the little agenda.
Put a check, an X
tick mark
beside it.
Yeah.
Tick mark. There you go.
Yes. Yeah.
Noted.
Exciting.
Put a pin in it, as they say.
Yeah.
Always.
So
it was going
to be a great moment when he introduced our new character to the corpses of our 6 other adventurers.
Nice. Some other group of 6 people arriving for Geneva. Are you all right, Geneva?
Yes. What happened?
It's so kind of Steph to go ahead and create our backup characters for us.
New backup characters.
This whole thing has been a prequel so far. She wants us to live the backstory.
We ourselves are the Forsaken. It's like the episode counters you have to reset to 0.
Oh, nice artist. Yeah, put that on put a pin in that.
What are we putting a pin in now? Wait, what?
Just messing around. Artist setting up his thing, the SDI router.
Oh, okay. Put that in your browser and click it. Yep. Yep. Dungeon craft piece of gold. A gold nugget. Oh, we're live. Yeah. We're back. Okay.
Oh, here, I thought it was your expert
timing. Did you not do that on purpose?
Yeah,
no,
it's like, damn, Steph, on point.
I did not. Nope. Didn't do it. Did I re-put it in there? Did I not have it looping?
I mean, I did not. This was all a plan.
It was all planned.
It's all worked out.
It was all how it's supposed to work out.
We are professionals.
Yep.
Yes.
We are now I just started again. Nope. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not touching anything else. I'm just.
We signed you out there. This is why we need your support at patreon.com/madbrew.
We can get ourselves a real professional.
All right, a media director for this. Someone in the back.
I don't understand the term professional.
What is that?
Nice.
Okay. Friends. Okay, so Caszeel and Gerbil, you were
router.
leaving the cafe,
Mm.
and I'm assuming you're just heading up the steps, back up to your friends.
I am, but because I guess we have just enough time to get up there before that thing. Can we go up as fast as we came down? I guess that's the thing. As we're walking up,
I mean, you can.
You didn't skip leg day, did you, Caszeel?
I would say that you could push yourself and take a point of exhaustion if you want to.
What?
Okay.
But we didn't skip leg day.
I told you it took 40 minutes to climb these steps before.
Nice. I'll stretch a little outside, down bottom.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Gerbil, if we make it back up to the top with enough time, then I can summon a steed for us to ride. It goes fairly fast. We can. Hopefully, the others went on their way, and we'll find them across the plain a bit. But
I'm sure we'll be fine. I mean, we know we can talk to it now. It's fine. Let's go.
Oh, hey. Yeah, well, it might be a wee bit less willing to speak, perhaps, since I turned it into a bat. Oops.
I mean, it screeched at us, and we didn't know. I mean, we were just giving it new experiences, you know?
Right. Oh, that's beady little eyes. I don't know. All right, here we go. I'm as ready as I'm going to be. I'll try and see if we can make it back up in the 25 and take the exhaustion hit.
Okay, so you're both doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, cool.
I mark exhaustion.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay.
I had that? Yeah, I was just wondering.
So y'all get to the top of the.
Click conditions on D&D Beyond and it'll pop up.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
So the two of you get to the top of the steps. It does still take about a half hour. But you do get to the top of the steps, and you are definitely feeling it. To the point where you almost have to sit down once you get up to the top.
Oh, my legs.
Yeah. And you both have a point of exhaustion.
Oh,
it's fine. You walk out. Oh, look, there's a little hut.
Yeah, you're both drenched in sweat.
Is anyone else up here, or did they
still outside?
You get to the top, and through your sweaty hair falling into your face, you can see
Gerbil's just batted.
You can see a tiny hut over close to where the crystal exploded.
What was that?
It's a gift.
All right.
Friend or foe?
Knock on the dome.
Well, Tegan's standing out there, right?
Us.
Oh. See, we said go on without us.
Could we have taken a short rest in this time? Or...
It's been a half hour. Probably.
All right, they zoomed up.
Half hour.
Never mind.
It was half hour.
It's been like
half
an hour.
down.
It's been like an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my watering canteen.
So yeah, the rest of you, you see a very, very sweaty Caszeel and Gerbil. And Caszeel and Gerbil, because did Juniper go into the tiny hut too?
Yes.
Okay. So and Caszeel and Gerbil, you see Juniper, a new person, a satyr.
Oh,
there's another person here.
Sorry.
Did you guys know there's another person in here?
No, she was here when Ranerius cast it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit down here. I'm just gonna sit.
She did try. She did heal me. We think she's a friend. We've been talking and sitting in this hut and then
It's okay, I think, unless she's going to
good.
stab me, and then
Good.
well,
Well, Juniper will like sit down. Well, if don't no funny business. I am a bugbear.
It's bugbear.
Oh, my stars, you're covered in fur. Did you fall overboard? You're soaking wet. Is he normally like this?
It's just a bit hot out there.
It is.
My accent is changing because I'm standing next to
Cazeel's rubbing off on
Oh.
Firbolg.
Smells.
You can see that. Oh yeah. Trying to be stealthy. No, it's terrible. That's completely terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is this hut big enough for all of this?
Not really.
You can defeat 9 creatures.
Oh,
Wow.
no. Well, our time is up.
Yeah,
It's about now that
Good
the
to see you.
vat's
Let's
going
keep
to turn
going.
back. All right.
Wait. Well, let's just let's not rush it.
Well, if you want to stay, you can stay.
I'm
But I think
Gerbil.
yeah.
Who's
This is Juniper.
A pleasure. Make your acquaintance.
She's just looking at you both, but she's really looking at the bugbear. She's never seen so much fur. It's warm in here. I'm just gonna step out. How do I get out? And she's just
Yeah, it is starting to kind of have that
Yeah,
kind of like
Yeah.
locker room smell.
Yeah.
it is very musky. All you see is her little tail, like as she clambers out the door.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we leaving then, or is this last a while and we're waiting things out here?
I mean, we just got here. Let's just talk.
Bad friend will be back in about 5 minutes.
Hey, it
Let's,
seems
what-
big and fast.
Let's.
But isn't this hut good for Can I get in here, Ranerius?
Oh, I like the cool breeze of riding on my mount.
I think airflow comes through the hut. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
We're in a sealed chamber.
It's still feeling.
Limited oxygen.
It still seems
Nasty.
a
It's a
little
little
musty.
claustrophobic.
It's still a little musty with the
That's
two of
a-
them just entering in here drenched in sweat.
With no context, just for
Right.
the record. I don't
Right.
know what they were doing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, my
Yeah.
legs.
she's just
I'll meet you outside.
yeah.
Zephyr will go out as well.
Oh, that's my foot. Okay. Oh.
Hey, here we go.
Ooh.
And I'll step outside as well. Oh. All right. Well, everyone have means to amount, right?
Mounts. We have no mounts.
We have no
Oh,
mounts.
all right.
I
Yeah,
just
horses-
told
horses
Geneva
didn't
to
come up
eat
the
my
staircase.
horse.
Yeah,
We have no mounts.
Oh, shite.
they're on foot.
All right.
And hooves.
Sorry.
Let's make
Dribble-
way. We'll
dribbles.
start walking.
Gerbil's staying, sitting in the hut until Ranerius dispels it.
What's our next move then? Do we think it's gonna come back?
What's coming back? What's coming back?
The giant worm.
The what?
Giant.
Oh, you didn't
Flame.
see the worm?
Oh,
Did we talk about the giant? I don't.
it's terrible. Juniper. Yeah, it's
Hey,
and then.
I think it's fine. Geneva said to talk to it. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. She knew about them a little bit.
Broadening horizons,
I
turning into a bat. Just trying to open its mind.
but I imagine it might be a wee bit perturbed
Yeah.
that I turned it into a bat. So,
A bat.
So,
So I guess I got here right in time. Where did it go? Did you then defeat it?
No.
well, I turned it into a bat and it flew away.
And you... Okay.
Well, the hour is up. It just lasts an hour, so it's a worm again, and
There's
probably
a...
come back.
There's a... Okay. I'm sure it's fine.
Maybe when it was a bat, it flew into a cave, and now it's stuck in there. You know.
Could happen.
Perhaps. Mm-hmm.
I'm
The worm went into... Oh, yeah, okay.
Hey, it barely fit, I imagine, but I guess as a bat,
no,
wouldn't
I mean,
you
like,
have
as a
any
bat,
trouble?
He's a bat. It went into the cave, and
Yeah.
you sure you don't want to just sit and
No,
rest
it's
a while?
Jabal, just ride with me. And I'm gonna
Ride what?
Violin, and I'm gonna start playing a tune that has a very
Again, I ask, ride with what?
I'll just nod like has a very quick pace tempo, not quite Flight of the Bumblebee, but something has a little more of a majestic timbre to it. And I'm going to summon a steed that looks like that. I'll put it in the Twitch chat. I'll put it in the Zoom chat too, in case anyone's not in. There we go. Okay. And that beautiful nine-tailed fox steed appears. It's going to dance from like a magical starry portal and leap in really fast and run around and circle me, wrap its tails around me, pet the tails. Hey, so why don't you ride with me and we'll take the pace of everyone else, but we need to rest our legs.
That's a wonderful.
Actually, Jumbo will kind of like look back down at the cavern and look. Grumble like, I'm sorry. Come back. You know what? I'm sure someone else wants to ride the fancy dog tail thing. Yeah.
Anyone wants to ride in, and I'm gonna like try to get up again, like my legs are not having it. Yeah. Get down a bit lower. Put the box down a little bit lower, kind of lift myself up onto it. My legs are dead and burning.
I think I'm all right.
All right. Just
during this time, I'm gonna put the griffin, make sure the griffin's okay, and have it on my shoulder or head, or if it wants to stay in the bag.
Make an animal handling check, please.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's great.
Remember that?
17.
Garnet is doing pretty well. Pixtrin. Garnet's staying pretty calm. What was your roll, Gerbil?
17.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely seems skittish still. So, but you are able to calm it a bit. It does seem responsive to your methods.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So,
what are y'all doing now? Are you heading out of the hole into the world?
Taking all turns. Have you ever been anywhere in this area before?
I don't know. Have I?
Oh, true. Make a wisdom check for me.
Just straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom, yes.
Oh, I just realized because I have a level of exhaustion, ability checks have to be at disadvantage.
Yes.
So that animal handling was technically an 8.
Okay. Well, we'll still say it stands. What was your roll? Well, what was your number, Zephyr?
14.
14. Oh. You have. Yes. You have been through this area. It's been quite some time. So it is a little bit hard to remember. Let me send you a couple of things that you might remember.
I mentioned to Tegan if you need a time filler.
Oh, sure. It's fine.
Just to add, Tegan, Geneva said not to go into the south. That's a wee bit more dangerous, or not toward the library either.
We
Okay.
got the
good to know.
name of some of the past adventurers that they sent to other planes to investigate. I guess the other agents of Torchlight, like us. But there was a Firbolg, ASMR, half elf, an elf, some kind of powerful child. I don't know what that was about. So
How was Geneva?
whatever was affecting her is still affecting her. She was passed out at the base of the stairs, and so we had to take her back to the cafe. Oh, she gave us. Juniper will hand out the rations for everybody. Here, I'll give my rations to Junie, since she wouldn't have known to give us extra.
Thank you. Just split it in half and give it to you. Blushing. Pixrin? Was that?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people gone missing. Does that usually happen? Is this some? Do you normally have lots of people go missing here, like me?
I think they're missing. I think they left. This was their home. I don't.
So they're not here anymore.
They're just not here. Yeah.
So they can leave. Okay.
At least at the time they were. Yes, at the time.
That's good news.
Follow me.
Oh, okay.
Are we heading south?
No.
Or toward the library?
There it is.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, which direction are y'all going? You can go. I know I shared the map out with y'all, I think last week, so you should have it.
Yeah. If I remember right, we can't really go east because we're like close to a coast, right? Like
You can't go west. You're
Right.
you're right
West.
there
That's right,
against.
yes.
Yeah,
Coast is the
you're
west.
yeah. There are some.
Yeah.
If you look west beyond the pit, there are some mountains there, and then but it doesn't seem like much else. You see land all around you, north, east, and south.
The northeast.
Let's try the northeast.
Okay.
Okay.
But we do have to be careful about the library, which I think is over in there. So.
I
think we're.
Yeah, there's a water break in between us and the
Right.
library.
I don't.
The closer we get to the center, the more dangerous it is. Geneva said as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
But I think. I don't think we'll have to worry about that quite yet. I think. I don't think it's gonna stay up on us. He's not gonna sneak up on us, right? Ever?
I'd go either way.
I love this place. Oh, so great.
Have you been here long?
Dem Glemte home.
He,
Okay.
he's from here. We're not. At least I don't think.
I just nod along with that.
Okay.
Where were you, Juniper, before you tripped upon the portal?
I had just left Davenport, city of Davenport.
Davenport.
It's a port city. Lots of
Y'all all make wisdom checks, please.
Okay.
Or intelligence. Make intelligence checks, please.
Oh, that's
Thank you.
not as good.
Nice. Intelligent.
18.
15.
14.
14.
Okay. Anyone with pretty easy 12 or above would remember Davenport is a city on the continent, on the coast of the continent Credentia, which is right beside Osbergen. Pretty extravagant port city, very well known.
So far, I think I prefer Davenport. There's not much nightlife to be had when you're hiding from everything. I have traveled alone since I got here, just me and Blackberry. Can I join you? I think my chances of surviving will be higher.
Calling for backup.
Of course.
Oh, I heard that earlier.
Please.
Certainly.
We'll get you back safely.
Oh. Probably. So we're heading away from the ocean then, away from the water, inland. We're going away. Okay.
Eastish, yeah, it'll move here. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you don't know how you got here, really. You walked through a portal.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you Triple kind of like look at everybody else. Does she know that that we're on a different plane?
+1 is 2.
I know I'm not at home. If it's another plane, that certainly makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
I appreciate your hope and optimism.
Just looking at Zephyr, smiling. Doesn't quite know what to say yet.
To be fair, most of us are from Osbergen. And well, we are nowhere near Osbergen at present. We are on a completely different plane.
The tactic we use.
Okay. Did you also find a portal and just step on through? Is that? Did we do the same thing? End up same place?
Well, we have before. Yes, but well, this time we were sent here by a powerful wizard.
On purpose? Sent you here. Okay. Oh, you must be very brave.
Worst case scenario, we die.
We were looking for a friend, or an acquaintance, a strong acquaintance, a friend. He's a friend.
Eventually.
I must warn you, if you are traveling with us, we may get into some trouble. It may be very dangerous.
We're not the most lucky of folks.
Takes the fear right out.
Not lucky, you say. Well, me neither. So we'll be just fine. I was on a ship with a crew outside Davenport. We've spent a lot of time on the sea, and then we didn't. And so luck's not really my strong point either. But I'm happy to be going inland, away from the water for a while. And you don't have to tell me your secrets, and I won't have to tell you mine. But I'd be happy to come with you and help you find your friend, and maybe get out of here.
That would be nice.
Getting out of here is the end goal.
Okay.
One of the
I'm not a bard. I can't keep you company with music, but I have I've been places. I have stories. I have my squirrel. I have some magic. I will pull my weight and stab something if it gets too close.
We'll be just fine.
Honestly, I think we could use all the help we could get.
Hexren, would you like to ride along?
All right.
This is so fluffy and comfortable up here.
Is this fox?
Picture forgot all about that.
I'm actively talking Blueberry out of moving from my horns towards the fox. Get back here. You stay here.
Will it hold both of us?
Oh, aye.
A tail for each of you.
Sure, I guess. It better be better than my horse.
Oh, well, it runs fairly fast. A wee bit faster than your typical horse. And it's friendly to anyone I want it to be friendly with. So.
Okay.
That is so comfortable.
So just plop down.
Nice. It is like the most ridiculously soft fur ever. Like it's hard to stay awake.
So the body's still warm?
Oh.
Ooh.
Rest my head down.
Awkward.
All right. So who is okay? So I will say that when y'all, because I wasn't sure that y'all had actually left the dome yet through the little hole, but as soon as you did, all of you instantaneously
combust.
yes.
Whoops.
See a flash, almost not physically before you, but in your mind of what all of you except Juniper would recognize as one of the eye symbols. Not the one for the Torchlight Committee, but the other one. So what you see, Juniper, is oh gosh, let me see here. Let me just find that
the forsake
image here.
Secret.
Okay, yeah. So what you see in your mind's eye for Juniper is an eye. It's like an eye shape with a little swirl in the middle, and that's all within a circle with 3 lines drawn down from the eye. I will post a picture in the Facebook chat so that you can know what you see.
And this is new.
Yes, it's new to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Fun.
Oh.
Oh.
And it's just one quick flash, and then it's gone.
Ow. What? Is that one of you?
No, just one of the evil organizations after us, I think.
I think it's probably surpassed organizations at this point. I think it's more just... Yeah, it's not... Have you ever heard of anything like... Does the word Shiga mean anything to you, Judy?
One moment. Yes, it's in my notes. She's looking thoughtfully, still rubbing her head from that image as she frantically searches her Word document.
Nice.
Checks the stream to see what class she is.
Yeah.
Immediately gets concerned.
Now.
Hey, you don't know. You don't know.
Steph, I know it's
I
in my
know the
notes.
history of
Yeah, I'm
this channel of warlocks.
looking. I pulled up your character notes, of
Yeah,
course,
history.
but not. Okay, here we go. Michelle's notes.
Thank you. Shiga. I'm thinking, sorry.
I know that it would have been something in here.
Remember you gave me the pronunciation. But I don't know. Sorry, y'all. Give me a sec.
You're fine,
You're
fine. Just feeling a soft fuzziness and realizing I probably shouldn't sleep. Lean over and sleep in front of Pixar. Oh, sorry, Pixar and Nate. Sorry,
I don't know.
My legs are so tired.
I mean, I must have said something to you, Alex. I must have said something to you maybe in the Facebook chat.
Okay.
Because I don't see it in here.
Fail. Okay. Let's just say, my head hurts a little. It sounds familiar, but I have heard a lot of stories. I've seen a lot of things on the sea. Maybe someone mentioned it in passing on a ship in a bed. On a ship in a bed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it a bed shaped like a ship?
Yes.
Is it? Are they bad?
Please.
Did they?
And then we got up on the bed.
It's not... Oh my gosh, oh no. It's I mean, it's not a good thing per se. And actually, now that talking about it out loud here, I'm wondering if I should have been talking about it.
Is it a secret?
A wee bit?
It's more of that. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Spirits of dead mages who are bent on destruction.
They have eyes all over.
They come from here. I think that's what we realize.
An angry magic user, spirits. I've probably seen
We
one.
used to have a way of kind of detecting their presence.
Got a way about you.
Had? Did it?
Yeah, we had. Oh wait, Caszeel, wake up! Wake up!
Oh, I was just having the grandest. Oh, meet up with Picture. I'm sorry.
Just gonna
I fell
push you
asleep
right
again.
off.
Oh no, my heart.
Where's that spyglass?
Oh, hey, do
Please
we
tell me
need
you
to...
didn't just fall on it.
No, thankfully, I keep it in a safer. And pull it out. What are we looking for?
No, just look.
Right? And I'll do like a 360 scan with this spyglass that detects Shiga.
I thought about it more, and I The name is not familiar to me.
Yeah,
It's like I just glossed over it.
Or like someone was talking to her in a chat some other time about it, and
yeah. It's gone. It's gone now. I chose a different path than she got.
Oh, that's
good.
right. That's right. That's what that was. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But
That means Steph gave her the option to be.
Yeah.
No. Just for complete transparency, I gave her 3 options for starting points.
It's true. One of which was not an angry mage out to kill you all.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
But I mean, it doesn't sound very good. What is he? Is he always like this?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Unfortunately,
see Caszeel kind of holding a glass in greenish or a golden greenish spyglass with almost like an emerald jewel at the end of it, serving as the lens. Has like a little dangling gem from it too.
A sailor too?
No. No.
No.
No.
Caszeel, roll a perception check for me, please.
Okay.
He received that from.
And now Caszeel has a black ring around his eye. Just kidding.
Yes.
Nice.
Just kidding.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Oh
okay.
wait. Oh no. I hate to be that person. He has a point of exhaustion.
You're right. Disadvantage.
Oh, you
Thank
do.
You. Oh,
Nice.
That's still. I rolled a 17 this time. It would have been better.
Trying to
so
slip
it's
it past
Still
me.
the dirty 20. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. As you look through the spyglass, Caszeel, you do not see any Shiga in this area.
I did not.
You did not.
Oh,
hi, Mark.
Necessarily. No way.
Walk past the fox. Oh, hi, doggy.
Nice. Oh, there's no sadness. I try and climb back up on that. Oh,
Oh.
my legs. Not my arms. Excellently. Bye.
Bugbear really did a number on him.
No, he did that to himself. It was the stairs. He didn't stretch good enough.
It's been a while for him.
I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah, I've been on my own for weeks. I understand. So you have a spyglass that detects angry, evil mage spirits, and they. Okay. And
Technically, it's the group. It's not his.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay. So you collectively have a okay.
Yeah.
It's very nice. But not a sailor then.
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay. Well, she loses interest. Okay.
Drown first.
Yeah. Wait. What? Drown.
All right. So who's navigating?
I think Zephyr, because Zephyr's.
Okay. All right. So make a survival check, Zephyr. Anyone keeping an eye out for anything?
Just to have Zephyr's back.
Yeah.
Call this Zephyr, and I'll give him an inspiration.
Quite the looker.
Okay.
Gerbils too.
I rolled a 17 survival check.
Okay. So 17 survival check from Zephyr, and then Pixar and Tegan for perception. What did you roll?
Rolling.
Dirty 20.
Well, what the hell? 28.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. So perception-wise, okay. So Zephyr.
I could see lights and colors and sounds and
Floating in the air.
She
Okay.
sees through the matrix.
So we'll say that the next hour travel goes rather smoothly. Zephyr, you are able to navigate them kind of in a little bit northeast direction. Is that is that okay? And perception-wise, there is a time about, we'll say about a half hour in while traveling and it starts, after the half hour, it starts happening like every 15 minutes. You start getting this sudden, as you travel that northeast direction, you start getting this sudden like rise in temperature. It feels like the air around you suddenly goes from, say, a nice, comfortable 70 with a slight breeze to like a dry, like 98 or 102. And it lasts for maybe like 10 seconds and then it's gone. To the point where you almost wonder if it's just your body, like just a hot flash of some sort. Maybe you're going through menopause, you know?
The picture and starts screaming.
No, but you do kind of wonder if it's like, did it actually happen or is it just me? But it happens the first time about a half hour in, and then it happens like about 20 minutes after that. And yeah, so it's happened twice now.
Could I make an Arcana check?
Sure.
As to what that might be?
And Tegan and Pixrin, you would also notice with those high perception rolls, you would notice to the east, it does kind of go up into like, you can probably tell because this isn't a very mountainous land generally, but you can kind of tell it goes off into like a little peninsula. The land does. And you have mountains to the coast, on the coast, and there are a little bit of trees here and there, and you kind of spot a little bit of movement in the trees. Not like humanoid height, but maybe smaller.
I sort of give the look at picturing.
Juniper, do you have any family members out here?
No, just blueberry, blackberry.
It's a sparkle. It's a sparkle. Zephyr's the name. Who are you?
Zephyr, you don't see this because I haven't pointed out to you.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
What's up, Tegan?
It was just Pixrin and Tegan that saw it.
Right.
What was your role? Was it Arcana roll, Ranerius?
Yeah, it was a 13.
13. You know, like the first time, are you doing this after the first time it happened?
Probably after the second time.
After the second time? Okay, so you start to kind of like try to attune yourself better to, you know, more to the air around you and try to kind of pick up on any kind of arcane stuff that's happening. You don't sense anything. I would also say that Tegan and Pixrin, you would have noticed some with those high perception rolls, you would have noticed kind of like little like dips in the clouds that kind of are similar to the creature that you saw before back at the crystal, but they seem to be staying in the clouds. And you'll just see a little like dip of like that long white body kind of go in and out of the clouds and just kind of continue to and they kind of move in, looks like maybe 2 or 3 at a time together.
Tegan, I think we should avoid that.
Yeah, well,
I will say they don't seem to even be looking down at y'all.
Well, yeah, I just want to make sure. I mean, we are kind of dumb, so.
But Tegan will point them out to the rest of us and say,
we have a tendency to kind of.
I think if we don't engage them and we leave them alone, they'll just stay where they are. So let's take a little bit of a wide berth. But I do see.
What's that?
Your baby griffin is a little worried. It seems a little panicked. Dribble, but not that bad.
All right. And besides the flying worms, Pixar and I did see movement in the tree line, right? Separate from that.
You did, yes, separate from that.
Okay.
And that's movement to the tree line, so the way that you're moving, it's kind of to the east. Oh, no, actually, Stephanie, that's a wrong direction. It's to the west of you.
The west.
The Weast, yes.
Put it in chat earlier. Yeah. That's a Weast.
What kind of compass you looking at, boy?
Such a bad sailor.
Yuck it up, all of you. Yuck it up.
She's got a sky full of worms. She could.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Come on in. Come on in.
You're good.
So I will
Good.
like motion depiction, like about the motion in the forest. Do you see that too?
Yeah. She'll nod her head because I don't know where everybody's at, so she's just gonna nod her head really fast.
Since Zephyr's out in front, I'll motion to Zephyr that I'll move with him towards that, but I'll say to Zephyr, just before we introduce ourselves, let's try to get a closer look to see exactly what it is.
He's like a cat,
The sparkle.
Introduce yourselves to everything.
And also,
Zephyr, isn't everything here a sparkle?
Oh, this one is 2.
just a retcon. I did say you had only been moving for an hour. It's probably been a few hours because I kind of was misjudging time. So it's been a few hours you've been traveling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have we been feeling more of those heat things?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been like every 20-ish minutes you would have felt another one.
Wow.
And honestly, in the past, probably hour, it's probably been more frequent. Like it just for a quick moment.
Wow.
Junie's taking layers. Layers are off. It's every time it happens, there's another scarf. She's moving up closer to Zephyr because
as we climb the mountain, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Because she has no idea what he's saying.
No.
So as Tegan go towards that tree line, he'll sort of get into a half crouch, and I'll look at Zephyr, and I'm sort of encourage him to do the same, to get into a half crouch.
Y'all are so
Why are you crouching?
bad.
Because we want to see them before they see us.
Okay.
Just fine.
Okay. So who's
There's someone
crouching.
here?
Wait. Okay. You see another small dart, Tegan, in the trees.
Can I make out?
After Dribble says that.
What did Gerbil say? I
Is
caught
someone
the
here?
crossfire.
Well, because you guys didn't tell Gerbil there were people here. So Gerbil's like, "What are you doing?"
And then Dribble gets stabbed.
Again.
Kidding.
There's the next 6 months, guys.
Nice.
Tegan will remember this.
Where? I'll take out the spyglass. Where?
Make a perception check.
Oh, God.
You're gonna hit Pixar upside the head when you're turning around.
I swear I will drop kick you off this damn thing and ride it myself.
I'm just look at 17.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't see
what am I
any
looking?
Shiga, but do you point him in which direction to look?
Yes.
Okay.
If I see him obviously looking around like a
Doofus.
Oh my god.
I will, in my crouch position, go that way, idiot.
And also,
And I'll kind of lean
whoever's
down.
crouching, make a stealth check for me, please.
Sure.
Okay.
So Caszeel, you, I would say that you see a small little dash of movement behind some trees against the mountainside to the east.
Is everyone crouching?
Not me.
Gerbil's not crouching
Okay.
because he doesn't know what's happening. He just saw
Everybody
Zephyr and
started
Tegan
to-
just crouch.
Part ways.
So 14 for
Say whatever
Zephyr,
I see.
26.
26. Okay, I would say Juniper and Zephyr, you are, you feel like that you're hiding. I mean, you're just kind of there's not too much to hide behind here. But you feel like that you're maybe crouching in a way that maybe you're blending in with the ground in some way. Tegan, you are mean, because pretty much the only way that you can hide here is probably like get on the ground. So I'm going to assume that you're just kind of like laying on the ground, just like in the
Going in
grass
commando.
looking.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're
Going Rambo.
Yeah.
Zephyr's just crouching next to him.
The rest of you, like, if you look around for Tegan, like, you don't see him at, you're just like, where'd he go?
He's like in a ghillie suit, so it's
Yeah.
just like, where'd all these shrubs come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joni's just hiding behind the bird. She doesn't know. She just.
Yep.
Communication is key in situations like this.
I saw something move.
You see a
It
finger.
darted in that
Enhance.
direction.
You see a finger.
Deacon's finger goes, oh. That's amazing.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
I couldn't make out exactly what it was, but it seemed small and daunted behind the
Tegan,
trees.
make a perception check for me, please. And also, Juniper
Zephyr's
and
legit not
Zephyr.
worried, everyone.
Okay, so Zephyr, Juniper,
Zephyr?
and Tegan make a perception check, and a fresh perception check for me for something, please.
9.
15.
24.
Okay. So Juniper got a 9. Tegan got a 15. Okay. Tegan, I would say since you're like in the grass, I'm going to go ahead and just say that passes. Zephyr and Tegan, you would start seeing, like, Tegan, as you're laying there, you would start seeing these little, probably like, you start seeing things like kind of like peek out from the dirt in front of you. Like, as you're looking through the grass, you'll see something peek out here. You're like, what? And you'll see another one over here, kind of like farther in the distance, farther, like maybe like not a foot away from you, but maybe like 2 feet away from you. And you'll see like something else will catch your eye. And as you kind of look at them, like they kind of like push through the dirt. And it's this like green worm that's about, I'm going to say like 7-8 inches long. And about, listen,
Tell us more.
2.5 inches in diameter. And, and you start seeing these things, like one will pop up, another one will pop up, kind of like, they'll pop out halfway out of the ground first and then just kind of crawl out, and they'll have like a bunch of like little black legs under them. And they have this kind of like red, like beaky nose on them.
Nope.
And you'll see one kind of pop up and then another.
Now,
Zephyr, you see the same thing. You'll see a couple on the ground kind of pop up here and pop up there.
do they resemble the airborne worms as if they were offspring of the airborne worms?
Oh, these are green, and it looks kind of like a leaf now that you're seeing like one that's like a foot from your face, but you're pretty hidden.
Pokemon.
But it does, as you lay there and look at it, it does kind of like stop moving suddenly. And kind of, you see this kind of like black eye on the side of its face kind of open up.
Zephyr will stand
don't,
up.
Do.
Zephyr's the name. Who are you?
All of a sudden,
Firbolg throws the griffin. Go, Pikachu!
Tegan,
Choose you!
Tegan, you see this,
Super effective.
as its eye kind of opens up and it gets like a little bit larger and larger, the eye does, as it's like looking at you, so it seems. It starts like, it almost like hunches over, and it looks more like a leaf than ever before. And suddenly, like, it starts like vibrating. And this this like sound starts happening, this like high pitched noise that all of you hear.
Oh.
How?
And as
motherfuckers.
as one does it, another follows suit. You can't hide anymore, Tegan, because it's
I've been
just
made.
in your head.
Yes.
And let me just see here. So that is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so everyone has to give me a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh my goodness.
Vibrating the brain.
Yeah, don't kill them. We have to capture them all.
Try talking to him.
That worked so well last time.
8.
Status effects.
Wait,
Makes
what was
it
the
easier.
roll?
A wisdom saving
Wisdom
throw.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
For everyone?
17.
Yes, everyone.
17 for Caszeel.
Okay.
Dirty 20 for gerbil. Oh, disadvantage.
18.
Wait, is saving throws an ability check? Technically?
I rolled a 2, but I'm going to use a lucky.
Yeah, so
Yay.
saving throws is level 3. So dirty 20
Okay.
is 3 points of exhaustion. That's saving throws. So dirty 20.
11.
Okay.
Try harder to kill gerbil. I did say that. Don't take that.
All right. Did everyone roll? Did everyone roll wisdom saving throw?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did anyone get a 13 or below? Okay. All right. Tegan and Caszeel. The rest of you are able to kind of like put your hands over your ears, and the screeching goes on for probably like a whole minute, and it just keeps getting louder and louder and louder until it's this high pitched. Like even having your hands over your ears, it just still is just permeating, and you can almost feel the ground like vibrate with it. Tegan,
They're a little loud.
Tegan and Ranerius, you suddenly feel yourself. You can't. You start to feel like this kind of tingling in your body, like almost like your arm, almost like your arm is going to sleep. And then that kind of transfers to the other arm, and then your legs, and
Get fucked.
your body. So now, Ranerius and Tegan, you are numb.
We'll never find Tegan because he disappeared. We couldn't see him. We'll never find Tegan. It's like that episode of Lost.
No.
We
Paralyzed.
So we're numb. Are we paralyzed?
You
just can't feel. Are we
Paralyzed-
turning to stone?
No, you're not turning into stone. No, you're
Okay.
just kind of like your entire body's asleep.
Okay. Do I
But
fall over?
you are still conscious. You can still see through your eyes. You can still breathe. But yes, you would fall over if you're standing. You just fall. You just fall to the ground, and probably in a weird way because when you're numb, like your whole like system. Yeah.
Oh,
Ranerius,
no.
you okay?
Ranerius just falls to the ground like he's a doll. You can't. If I would say talking, you probably wouldn't even like. It would have to be like just like a moan or just like a sounds. Not.
Oh yeah.
No, not just sounds. You're not going to be able to form words, is what I'm saying, because your entire body is numb. So
Word stuff.
no
You got
words.
Are they always like this? What is happening?
Drools just coming
This
out
is
of your
not
mouth. You can
normal.
feel drool dripping down your cheek as you're laying there.
I can happily say this is not normal.
Wow.
Since Dickens is already lying down, he's just going to bury his
Probably
face in
wanted
the
to
ground and just like,
Tap them around on the ground or something.
yeah, just like, fuck my life.
Now, Zephyr, well, and I will say that as you look around, the screeching starts like almost immediately starts dying down, and Zephyr, you would notice the little kind of these grubs kind of like just kind of go like scurry right back into the ground.
Okay.
I'll go over to Tegan and wait. Can you wake up?
A tail
Oh.
for each of you.
No. Is the screeching still like ongoing? Like
No,
with
it's,
our-
no, it's
Yeah, it
done.
went
They're
away.
gone.
Oh, it's done.
They
Okay.
went down back into their holes.
Okay. Juniper will kind of like go over to Ranerius, just like kind of like prop him up.
Oh, hi. Thank you.
we can put
Take
him
him a
on
little
the
bit.
on the fox if we need
Oh,
to.
shit.
Okay.
Is
Sorry.
there room on the fox?
I didn't mean to send that to you, Gerbil.
Is
Oh.
well, I guess I'll just
I now
Tegan,
have the
should I,
secret
if I carry
knowledge.
Can I carry you, Tegan? I'll put you on the fox. Just grumble for a guess.
Wait, Grumble's here?
All right. Nice. I'll scoop up Tegan and bring him over to the fox. Ask the fox to lay down.
I'll pick up Ranerius and carry him. I'll just kind of like drape him over. Is there room for him on the fox too, Ranerius?
Hey, just the two.
You're quite forward.
Spit kind of, you have a little spit on your shoulder, from, and also Caszeel, however you carry Tegan, you'd have a little spit on you from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's all right. It's all right. Let's just get to see.
it's not been a good day for you, huh, Ranerius? I'm sorry, buddy.
Sucks to be you.
Can I do a medicine to any kind of check like on Tegan to see if I understand what's happened to him?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you proficient?
Picturing Caszeel just pick up his lip head.
In
Well,
medicine?
because I'm a bard, I'm half proficient in everything.
Okay.
If that counts.
Sure.
Okay. Jack of all trades.
Oh, he said he was a half-ass bard.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, 13 plus 3, 16.
Okay. I would say, Caszeel, as you're kind of looking over, you've read a couple of books before about different medical conditions. It definitely seems like you can definitely tell, because before, I mean, it was just me telling you as players, but like you can definitely tell that it's kind of like their entire body is numb. And I would say that, I mean, just meta, you would know that it would probably last for about an hour.
Okay. Oh, Harry. Well, I don't even know if it's the same thing, but I have read a bit on conditions like this. Usually last an hour or two, and you should be all right. As Tegan and Ranerius, just rest up on the very comfortable fox, and you should be right as rain in a wee bit.
Are we expected to balance on this fox? Are you like tying us to the fox?
The fox
how's
is
that work?
spot on with balance.
I don't know. What does Fox say about this?
Unless the DM's
No.
I would
Unless
say,
Dara
I
has
would
anything
say, I would
different
say
to
a
say.
fox is pretty dexterous, so.
They'll just be walking. So
on the
I
bed.
imagine
Must
it's
be
like the
movement.
horse, like it's like Red Dead Redemption. You just they're fine.
Well, since everyone who was out front, Zephyr is on the ground.
No, Zephyr's
Zephyr's
okay.
Zephyr's still good.
Zephyr's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Still out front. Pixrin, you're okay.
She's pissed.
Yeah. Oh.
She when Caszeel brings Tegan back and tries to put him on the fox, she's going to try to block him from putting him on the fox because she stands up and blocks. And she is very visibly pissed off. She's mad over the fact that everybody was, but she's mostly mad at the ones who went closer to the worms. Even though she herself, it's probably a little bit meta. I apologize, but but she's pissed off at the fact that they went off to try to get closer, and then that happened, and like the whole situation that ticks her off, and so she's gonna try to block Caszeel from putting him on the fox.
Well, is everything all right, Pixar?
Everything's just fine, except y'all a bunch of dumbasses.
Rude.
What?
Really?
What do you
really?
mean?
Considering that we're trying to get to where we're going, and then little Tegan over here decides to give the bird who likes to sneak and be curious about everything and tells him about something, and then y'all take off, then y'all do this, and y'all wonder why we almost died so many times. Stupid enough.
Is that what you think?
I was just taking a look. I didn't go any closer.
You are fine.
All right.
The fact that we're trying to get somewhere again, and I want to keep us together, okay?
All right. I hear you, Pixie. I understand.
You just set him down just for a second. Just for 1 second.
I'm not real glad.
I need to talk
a little
with him.
nervous. All right.
So, sweetheart, there's nothing for you to be nervous about.
All right.
Is
I've
there?
caught a few of your punches in the past. There we go. And I'll set
You're gonna kick him on the side of his torso.
Pixel.
Wait, did you kick
Tegan?
Caszeel
She's
or
kicking
Tegan?
on the side of his torso.
Okay.
She's giving him like one kick.
Did you want to kick Ranerius too, or just?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
good.
gonna put Ranerius on the fox.
All right, he can go on the fox now.
All right. Oh, I hope that passes before you get your feeling back. No, set him up on the fox.
I mean, if he's numb, did he feel it?
It's gonna hurt like a shithead later.
Yeah.
What's a little internal bleeding amongst friends?
I'll walk with Picture after if she's okay with it, as we presume.
Okay. Yeah, she'll walk this, beside the fox and just keep watching everything, trying to cool off.
I'll make some
trying
small
not to
talk.
cast Tasha's hideous laughter on them.
Nice.
I will say
Wait,
before y'all head off again, it's probably starting to get evening time. You do see it is starting to get dusk here. And you start to see it's kind of a similar effect here as it would be on the material plane. Like the sky starts changing these different colors. But what's really interesting is that it's almost the colors change quicker, and then it almost like resets and then resets again. So over the course of like 2 hours, we'll say you can travel for like another hour or two, you see it kind of change from that from the blue to yellow, and then pink, and that dark blue, and then it changes back again towards that dark blue over the course of the next 2 hours. And you start to see
so pretty.
Whereas it's not really stars in the sky, but it's almost like distant dancing lights that seem to kind of move and dance. You start to feel this breeze kind of come through, and all of you kind of, whatever your favorite smell is, that's what the breeze smells like. And you almost hear this kind of very very light melody also, that's almost like not like right beside you, like it doesn't sound like there's like someone playing an instrument right there with you, but like almost like wafting, like like on the breeze coming from a distance.
Okay.
But yeah, it's evening, so yeah, you can travel for like another couple of hours, which I'll say that you will.
Okay.
But it's about nighttime, so I mean you can keep traveling, or you can
Yeah, y'all smell something?
Dem Glemte. Home.
Food?
Would you be back after a couple of hours? I was hoping.
Yes. So after
Oh, it's been
yes.
okay.
So sorry.
Just
So while this
happened.
is happening, while they're continuing to travel, Tegan and Ranerius, you start to feel like after about an hour, it's that whole kind of feeling of like when your arm's asleep and it starts coming back, like it's like pins and needles at first, and you feel that, but you feel that all over your body, like everywhere. And
hate
it's
that
like pins
feeling
and
so
needles
much.
at first, and then it starts like hurting really bad. as you can start feeling like your blood kind of coming back, and everything kind of start to come back, and within about, I would say that would happen for probably like 20 minutes, about 15 minutes, and then around 20 minutes you would start to feel like yourself again. So
You weren't kidding, Caszeel. The fox is quite comfortable.
Oh, hey. Yeah, you're back. Oh, all right.
Your side is, it was his side, right, that you kicked him in?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second.
He has 3 broken ribs.
It's hurting. It's definitely, all of a sudden, like, even after all of that kind of numbness starts coming, everything starts going away, you feel this kind of like aching pain in your side. It hurts.
Grass, motherfucker.
Tegan will get off the horse. I mean, no fox. Get off the fox. And he'll bring up the rear about 60 feet behind everybody.
Oh, okay.
This is how I make friends.
Yeah. Junie doesn't know if she wants to be friends with Pixman or Tegan. If she does the kicking or gets kicked.
Nice.
Okay.
I have
so many questions.
I probably would have just not role played out, but just spent the time asking Pixar about, like while I was gone, did this, giving her more opportunities to get the stuff off her chest on the way. So
yeah.
She's like stomping. Not even bothering to look back at Tegan or anybody else. He's just like, she's kind of like venting off into the wind, and then it kind of dies down, then it goes back up. It just, after about 2 minutes, it's like, okay. She just stomps in silence.
Oh,
All
good.
right.
Lad, I'll go over to Ranerius. I don't even know if you're feeling up for it, but that bubble that you had earlier, can you cast that again? Give us a safe place?
Yes. Once we find a suitable area to make camp, I would be glad to.
Oh, you're a lifesaver. Thank you. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess look for a good spot if we're almost there.
Yeah. I would say that you can find a good spot, kind of like in a little hilly, with an area with some hills in it, so you can kind of get in between the hills and kind of that way get a little bit of cover, so not be so out in the open. All right, so we'll say that everyone kind of you get to that place and start to set up camp, and that is where that we'll end tonight's session.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, players, and thank you, chat, for hanging out. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you all the
Thank you for all the
raiders.
raids.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for all the raids
Cheers
tonight,
tonight.
guys.
Y'all are the best.
You guys are
Y'all are the
awesome.
best.
Thank you so much.
Dan, did you want to try to find someone that we can raid over to once we're done with the schedule and
They're all
everything?
raiding
We'll
us.
do this thing. Yeah. Nice.
For those of you unaware, you've been watching The Forsaken, which is every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on Madbird Streams. We have a lot of different content here on Madbird Streams. Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays we have D&D 5e content, Homebrew content from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And also we have I don't have the new schedule on this one. For shame.
What?
So on Wednesdays, we have a new campaign starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time called the Penumbra Assembly, which is going to be starting on May the 12th on a Wednesday. And that I will be DMing that one as well. And
Bad woman.
we have an all-star cast.
But I'm not in it.
Well,
that's it, folks. Crushing.
And we're done. We're done here.
We also have Dungeon Craft with Steph and Vic on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, where myself and Victoria work on dungeon tiles. We will paint some miniatures, and we also chat with each other because, we're friends. Fridays at 12 p.m.
Are you
Eastern
sure about
Time.
I love how like she hesitated. We're friends.
Mad Art with Steph,
Pause.
where I work on some fan art for the different campaigns around the channel. Yeah, and then also we have a Patreon, so if you're looking for a way to support the channel, great way to do so. We not only do you get some really cool stuff, but we get some more stuff back. And like at the $20 or up tier, we have Patreon movie nights, which we're having one on Wednesday. Super excited. So yeah, join on in. Step right up. Okay, so Dan, who should we raid over to?
Our friends over at Blackwater D&D are streaming.
Oh,
Yay.
that's awesome. Thank you
Hi.
so much. Again, thank you so much, raiders. Thank you so much, visitors.
Yes.
We love y'all.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your night. Thank you for visiting. And give a call over in the chat, Blackwater D&D. And we'll see you later. Bye.
Peace.
Good night.
Hey.
All right.